Carly, do you want to do the intro?
Yes, I do. Hello, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. Welcome to Tentacle Tuesdays. Welcome to me doing the intro. How is everyone doing today? We have arrived in Carcosa. It's very exciting. There was a storm. There was death. There was exploding cars. There was abandonment of someone who leapt to try to get on a boat to safety until Hank Baywatched. But let's go around, say hello to everyone, see how everyone is doing. Let's begin with our keeper for today, Will Jones.
Hey.
How you doing, Will?
I'm doing good. I'm excited for today. Very excited to get to be in Carcosa and getting to the fun stuff. So, yeah, let's see where it goes today, I guess. Who knows? Anything could happen.
Hearing that from Will, I know that to be true, that no one knows and anything could happen. Let's move on around to Will's other side and the wonderful Amelia. How are you doing today, friend?
Hello, I'm good. It's been a crazy week, as they all are now. And now we're in Carcosa, so it's just going to get weirder.
I feel like the week has set you up for, good things.
Yeah, maybe this will seem normal now. Who knows?
Was that Alice in Wonderland saying we're all mad here?
I don't think we would have said yes to this game if we weren't already there.
It's about to become an office sitcom.
I think this kind of game appeals
I love and appreciate you.
Yeah,
you
the kind of person who will appreciate the opportunity to bring that stuff out in a game, as opposed to inflicting it on real life people.
Speaking of inflictions on real life people, hi Panda, how are you doing?
That's more like it. You get used to this,
what the hell is happening?
Get better at it. Yeah. I like this.
That was a channeling Will segue, that was. And speaking of Panda, how are you?
Hey, Jesus. I know everyone's had a bad... I'm the whipping boy once again. Welcome. I'm going to change my name to Encounter Gimp. I'm good. I'm excited to see. I am pretty much the David Hasselhoff around here, apart from all that drinking stuff that we don't talk about, but I'm doing good. I'm excited to play Hank again and see what the hell is going to happen to us.
What the hell, indeed. Lindy, how are you doing, friend?
I'm doing super spiffy. I am excited to be here. I love playing Call of Cthulhu. I'm happy to be in Carcosa. Words I maybe never thought I'd say, but I'm really happy to be here. I can't wait to see, what it's like, how it is, because every version's a little different. So I'm very excited.
Carcosa's like Disney World, right?
Yeah, it's Disney World for insane people. I can't wait. It's my jam.
It's Disney World where all the rides hate you.
Was invented by a Nazi.
It's Disney World if you had to queue to get
that one went down well, Gareth. Great one.
To queue to get a pass.
I was like, I don't know how to segue from that.
It's just recursive loop fast passes. That's the issue.
Speaking of fast passes, Adam, how are you doing, friend?
I think I got that worse somehow. Yeah, I'm really good. Excited to be here. Carcosa's a dump. It's going to be really good.
Huzzah! And last but not least, as we dive along that bottom row, Tom, welcome back to Tentacle Tuesday.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to explore this dump. I have no idea what to expect, and that excites me. So, yeah, I'm really interested to explore this horrible, horrible place.
And on this joyous note, let me remind you that you at home can interact with the show a number of ways today. We have a couple of polls coming out where you can vote to Bane and Boone with sanity and corruption our players here tonight. You can also check out that donation list down below and tip our players and also give them crits, twists of fate, Banes, Boons, and at the bottom of that list, ultimate power, where you seize control. And I have no idea what will happen because no one's done it yet. So that's an option. We'd also like to remind you to hit that clip button if anything interesting does happen tonight. We love making our little clip reels that you can check out towards the weekend on Twitter, or if you are on YouTube, we upload those every Friday. Speaking of YouTube, when last I looked, we were at 969 subscribers. But I think we've tipped over as we head towards 20,000. And when we do hit that 20,000, Will and I will be doing an Ask Me Anything lies.
Why did we go to that?
I don't know why we thought that was a good idea. I was like, Will, what do we do? Ask me anything. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So there you go, and that is free to go and subscribe to us over there, so please do. We upload all of our shows, and there's like 5 years of content for you to check out. So if you're ever, hankering for some Call of Cthulhu, go check out one of the many past series. They are all wonderful. Now I'm going to hand over to past me. Sorry, I need to move this out the way, and talk about our sponsors today. Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and rolls you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com.
So alone.
So alone indeed. One last final reminder to hit the retweet button, because when we do hit those 20 retweets, we will be giving away a set of Tabletop Loot dice. Without any further ado, though, I hand over to you, Mr. Will Jones.
Thank you. Let's begin today's episode of Tentacle Tuesday by reminding ourselves a little bit of what happened in a very exciting last episode. And if you haven't gone and watched that back on YouTube, definitely go take the opportunity now to go give that one a watch. Or if you're with us here live, then I'll provide this little recap for us so you can catch up. So the party had been trapped on Confronting Isle for a little while now with a raging storm. And as of last week, they were really trying to escape the island after they were fully being chased by maniacs with palette knives and sailors who are definitely looking to kill them as well. So they tried to escape out onto the docks. There was a car which exploded at one point, which was really fun, and some fun little chase scenes. And at that point, a couple of them got into a boat while the rest decided that the raging storm was far too much and far too dangerous. Someone Hasselhoffed into the water, someone nearly drowned. The details of who did all of this, it doesn't matter because they all ended up in the same place. But so a couple of them went off, a couple of them almost got shot. There was a cult summoning ritual, everyone started going insane, crazy lighthouse lights, crazy sounds, and then boom, we're in Carcosa. And that's when the really crazy stuff started to happen. This Confronting Isle was brought down amongst the waves and the waters, and now they found themselves in a theatre room watching a jester perform a song, a poem, I suppose. And they don't really know how they got here, but they certainly know that wherever they are, it's not a good place to be right now. And they've just been welcomed to Carcosa by this jester-like figure. So that's what we're going to pick up today. To remind you guys of your surroundings, you found yourself in this strange, old, decrepit theatre with red seats that you guys are all sitting down in. You're all next to one another. And you've all watched somewhat enraptured by this performance by this jester, who has... if you want a little reminder, in fact, I'll put the text in our little group chat so you can have a reminder of what he said. But it didn't format very well. But basically, the thrust of it was welcome to Carcosa, and that there is a challenge for the group of you. The answer that you seek is simple, yet the question is not quite who dares to live in the heart of Carcosa and who stands in the light. That is the question which has been posed to you. And looking around you in the theatre, you're not the only ones here. As mentioned, the sailors and some of the other characters from Confronting Isle appear to be with you guys here as well. In fact, it looks like, for the large part, basically the island's inhabitants are down here in the theatre with you or so. And while the theatre's large, it doesn't mean that the place is packed out. I mean, maybe there's just under 100 people here that have been living on the island, and you guys. And you can definitely spot some of the villains of the piece that you've seen before, which include Mr. Erik, Carlisle, young Archie Virgil, Captain Woolscott the Sailor, and Jesse as well. Of course, Archibald Sr. took an unfortunate turn for the worse when his heart was ripped out by some horrific creature during the ritual, whenever that happened. So yeah. So that's where you find yourselves. And because I know that this is going to be a point, you guys find yourselves with your clothing, but your possessions and items do not appear to be on you if you start searching your pockets. They all seem empty, as though you've sort of just gone through customs or something like that.
No, I lost my signed baseball card of Hank.
Sorry.
But on the plus side, you lost your signed baseball card of Hank.
You got a good point. That's a good way of looking at things.
I mean, silver lining, right? You haven't got that crap anymore.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, and we should also just quickly start doing our sanity blessing here. So anyone watching in the audience, if you want to vote on who should get a D6 of sanity restored to them, they're just heading into Carcosa. Think about who maybe needs a little bit of sanity. How's everyone's sanity scores doing out of interest?
Not.
I got 38. I'm quite excited.
I'm
56.
worse. I'm
I
so
think
much worse.
45.
I'm a flat 50.
I'm 35.
I think I am 42.
Alrighty, I'll get voting you guys, and we'll pick up there then. So, the group of you are sitting in the theatre, you've just watched this performance, you look around yourselves and see what's happening. What do you do?
I search my pockets for my cigarettes and I'm like,
I look around at everyone like, what the fuck just happened? Because I was passing out, taking care of Sebastian Wilkes, last I recall, and then now woke up here.
That's a point. How are we in physical condition? Are we in the same physical condition as we entered?
Yes.
Myself,
are. Yeah. It doesn't appear as though
here.
much time has passed in terms of your wounds, yeah.
Okay, bollocks.
But I'll tell you this, as you sort of begin to, I guess, settle in and try and take in what's happened and what's happening, the wounds that you do have do feel somewhat more dulled, as though, almost as though you've taken medication.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
good.
Hank's
Okay,
gonna
that's
straight
good.
up slap himself in the face.
Is the jester still on the stage?
He is. He's just taken his bow and there's been a sort of pattering of applaud. And you see him walk backstage behind the curtains as the curtain draws.
Can
can I see
somebody?
the captain? Who
You certainly
trained me up?
can. Yeah, you certainly can. And I'll say this as well. You're sort of in a different section of the seating, so you're far enough away where you need to shout to get someone's attention, and you guys can have a private conversation without, anyone else really taking too much notice
I
of
just
you. It
wanna
doesn't
wave
seem like
to
they've
him.
noticed. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they've noticed you too much.
Now, can somebody explain what the fuck is going on here?
I
Yes,
thought it was just me happened.
no?
I know
What kind of-
the storms made me plumb crazy, but this is a whole new kind.
Maybe
I'm
we
cold.
were abducted. The last thing I recall was falling unconscious on the docks. So,
That's good, because
Maybe
the last thing I recall is falling off of the docks.
see, we were all in the dock-like vicinity. Perhaps we were all just abducted while unconscious and taken to a nearby theater?
But to listen to a fledgling poet, I don't. It seems very strange to bring us here just to listen to whatever that was.
Reggie's going to look to Sebastian and see how he's doing, because beforehand he was gone.
Yeah.
He's desperately filling in his character sheet again.
Oh, okay. So he's kind of still comatose.
So doing
Okay.
very well. He's actually quite studious and focused on his inner hand.
Yeah.
No,
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I've been gripping the edge of my chair because I've been here before, and I hated it last time, and I don't like it anymore this time. In fact, if anything, it's taken a few steps down from when I was last here. My eyes don't seem unfocused. I don't seem confused. I know where we are. But
So
it's
you're the
shit.
one looking the most.
No. I'm not so much. I'm locked in the same. Wherever the jester was standing before he sodded off, I'm still looking straight through there. as if he
Okay,
was
in
still
Reggie's
there.
mind, you're still God. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still glaring at the curtain essentially at this point from your perspective.
You know, I think the cabaret made Professor Wilkes feel a little better. He's not rocking anymore.
You right there?
That plus side.
No.
Now,
Oh.
the thing I don't understand.
Yes, Miss Belvaunt.
Oh, he's
Hello?
using names now. This is an improvement.
Sorry, go on.
The last thing I remember, I watched you, Reggie, look me square in the eye and turn your back on me and Miss Turner.
What are you talking about?
On the docks?
What you mean when you jumped into the water?
I was following the plan. We had the boat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, mate, the plan changed. Like, did you see the water and everything like that? We decided,
Yes.
nah.
Plans also
Yeah.
do tend to change a lot when Reggie's involved.
I mean, you got to think on your feet, you know. And I saw the water, and then I saw Virginia kind of just take a dive, and I thought, well, she's gone.
Sorry,
I'm glad you're
who-
not, though, Virginia.
Who is Reggie?
Oh, it's me. Hi,
I thought your name. Oh, what was your name before?
Samuel Hobbs.
Yeah, I've barely spoken to you for like
Yeah.
4 episodes.
Uh-huh.
I thought your name was Samuel something.
Oh,
No.
Professor Wilkes. He's an actor.
Yeah, I'm an actor.
He has a whole host of names.
Yeah.
An
Yes,
actor?
he's an actor.
So
Like
Elsie will
on
back
the
me up.
stage?
Yeah, a little on the stage, yeah. I suppose you could say, yeah.
He's kind of like an escort. He goes to people's parties and pretends they're popular.
Yeah. I mean, struggling actor, you know.
Like an escort.
Like an escort?
I mean, not quite like an escort like that, but, you know, with...
No, that would be quite busy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean...
Or not.
I just
mean-
got paid to do something and I did it.
Oh,
Yeah,
precisely
Could
like
be
an
a
escort
gigolo,
then.
because he fucked me the moment I turned my back on him.
Listen, Hank, alright? Listen, don't talk about getting fucked, alright? If you're stupid enough to jump into that water, then let's be honest, mate, you probably deserve to drown. Alright? That little boat was not going to survive those waves. Did it survive the waves?
You see, Reggie, and I'll point to the captain. You've got a couple of friends over there that probably want to have a chat with you. And maybe I won't be so eager to have your back next time.
Wait, hang on, Reggie. If you mean by me having your
No,
back means
Reggie.
jumping into a roaring ocean, willing to drown, you're right. I ain't got your back. But if you're in a pub and someone swings at you, then I'll have your back. I'm not
Every
suicidal,
time.
Hank.
What are you
Right.
two fighting actually about?
Honor.
And is it
Mr. Wilkes.
possibly
You wouldn't
the
have
case?
any of that.
Honor?
There's no honor.
You're
in my
fighting about
fight.
honor because he didn't drown with you.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Wait a minute. Did you jump in the water after me, Hank?
He Hasselhoffed right in.
That's
don't know what
awfully
that means, but it
anachronistic,
sounds
my dear.
very
I don't
heroic.
think that means anything in the 20s.
It's a new form of
German
slang.
to
I'm
me.
trying it out. Yeah.
No, very German.
We had a plan.
Actually, I thought I heard
Mr.
reference
Turner.
to Berlin University last time I was there. Lovely.
Yes.
We had a plan, Miss Turner, and as an American, I believe that we should stick to the plan no matter what happens.
That does sound
So
pretty
Real
American.
It
patriotic.
does
So-
sound very American.
Yeah, so Americans are stupid, is that what you're saying?
I mean, that's a given, surely.
Not great at improvising.
Well, evident.
There is the sound of a little bit of mic feedback and a speaker overhead, when there's like an announcement at a theatre, sort of coming through a rusty old speaker. And it's just been, could I see, as though he's reading from a list, Virginia Turner, Miss Belvont, Mr. Hank Padden, Elsie Clark, Sebastian Wilkes, and Reginald Hobbs. Well, it's a question mark on this one. Could I see you at the box office, please? Thank you. And the speaker goes
maybe
off.
they know we didn't have a ticket.
This sounds like
You
it
do.
could be fun.
Oh, right.
Do you know where we are?
Don't worry, Reggie's an escort. I'm sure he could get us some tickets. And Elsie will kind of
I'm sure he could get us more than that.
Do you know where we are, Professor?
Yes.
Oh,
You all seem quite calm about it, though. So I can only
no.
assume that none of you do have any
Not a
idea of what's going on.
No. Not a
No,
fucking...
going
none.
on?
Educate us.
Please.
Okay. I'll, for the benefit of Hank, I'll talk down. Now,
Oh. Already?
there is a... do you know what a pan-dimensional flux fold would be?
You lost
Okay,
me,
look.
mate.
Here's a piece of paper. You fold it in half, and you push a pencil through the middle. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
allowing you to get from one side of the piece of paper to the other side
yeah,
without going around the edge.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This side of the paper is the disgusting island,
Okay.
and this side is the alternate dimension we find ourselves in now.
Right, okay. So what's the piece of paper then? What's that? What is that, like a barrier of something?
It's more like... So, do you know what the word conduit means?
Let's just say I do.
Do you know what the word door means?
I know what door means, yeah.
Oh, good heavens.
Bingo.
Yeah.
The hole in the paper is a doorway that was opened, I can only assume, through the ritual that we stupendously failed to stop.
Well, we tried. I mean, me and Laura tried, didn't we?
I'm not blaming you.
I had a
just
good
saying
go.
That's
Yeah.
why we must
Shot the
be
bastard.
in...
Okay,
some place.
so you know about this place. Do you know how we get out?
I didn't think it existed until quite recently. It was all theoretical physics, many worlds theory.
Right.
We've seen
Well, maybe
arts on the
Maybe
map.
this geezer we're going to talk to can tell us more.
Yeah, a door actually is behind you from the seats, which looks like it would have been the way that you would walk through to get to the seating in the first place. And you see two very tall people with quite long, spindly arms and legs come through. And you realize quite quickly from their attire and makeup that they're quite clearly mimes. And they walk with this sort of quite unnatural, overly... enhanced, I suppose, emoting. And they sort of run towards the two of you with glee. Oh, the group of you, rather, with glee, the two of them. And they sort of gesture very largely with all of their leering faces towards the door which they've just opened for you.
Ah, yes, the box office. We should probably go there before anyone gets peeved at our tardiness.
Okay,
Fucking mimes.
Why? What? Really?
One of them shoots a look at you and a little grin.
What? I mime back at him.
We're moments away from him being trapped in the box. We better go.
Oh, it's a good point. All right, Reggie gets up and starts to walk out the door.
Yeah, I'll follow him. Do I see the doctor in the audience?
Funnily enough, you do. Yes, he seems to be amongst the other sort of island folk, and right now he seems very distressed. But he's a little far away in that you'd probably have to get the attention of other people going through.
I'll just do one of those
He's
big
saying that.
whistles. Like, I don't care who sees this.
I am so very French.
Yeah.
He jumps and sort of looks around.
I'm just like,
Oh,
You're so cruel.
and walk out.
The two mimes seem to
Meanwhile, in
follow the
Cthulhu Mean
group of you.
Girls,
Hank's not moving. Hank's staying sitting down.
On Tuesdays,
two
we
of
went
them-
crazy.
The two of them sort
Lindsay
of like
Belmont led the way.
put their arms on their hips as though they're sort of mad at you, give you sort of, angry face, or not angry faces, but sort of like disappointed, like come on.
Who the fuck are you? Speak like normal people. What the fuck is going on?
They're mimes, they don't talk. Let's go.
can
Elsie's
cover
already
anything.
standing up and trying to just like. Let's move it.
No, fuck this. I want some answers.
Well, I think and I'm not too
That's what the
wrong when I
box
say
office
this.
is for.
Well, we could try getting answers from the mimes, though.
Yes. You good luck
That's a
playing
good idea,
charade.
Mr. Wilt. I'm gonna get up and sock one of the mimes in the face.
Oh, good.
So you sort of
Okay.
so you punch
Immediate
this-
stage left.
Yeah. You go to punch it. Give me an attack roll.
Okie dokie. Extreme success. Oh, no, not
Alrighty.
quite.
Hey, it's
That's
almost
not
an extreme
I'm not
success.
sure what's-
Okay. So you go to punch this mime, and with preternatural swiftness, the mime dodges the blow. And it moves faster than you've seen anyone or anything move before. It's as though for 1 second it was there, and the next second it's not there. And then it gives
I
you this
follow up
look
and-
with a big grin.
Can I follow up and try and catch the other one off guard? Like spin round and.
Yeah, give me an attack roll.
Actually, I'm going to come back in and stand on the edge of this ridiculous brawl.
Oh, that's a 99.
You like trip over yourself and end up falling into a seat when the other mime dodges. And they both waggle fingers at you.
The waggling of the finger means you're a cretin. Now, can we go?
Hank,
Excellent
I really think you should see my doctor about your rage issues.
You know, you can find out answers about things when you're at a theatre. Questions you might have about the production and so on. The box office!
No, I don't come to the theatre much, so
Well,
I
you
feel kind of
should. It's
embarrassedly.
a way to get some type of culture. So,
He'll stand up and kind of just stare down these mimes for a second. And
You mean
he'll
mugging
do
the
thing
mime?
where,
They give you
He tries-
reproachful looks.
like, I imagine Hank will do the thing where he kind of just moves towards them a little bit to make them flinch, and when they don't, he'll kind of embarrassedly turn round and walk back with his tail between his legs.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay,
follow the rest of
so-
the group.
Yeah, the rest of the group are then ferried by the mimes who seem to be following you onwards. Outside, where there is now lighting, and you're out into this old, this place looks like it might be a couple hundred years old, sort of like a abandoned theatre kind of look to it, in that all of the floorboards look old and rotten, all of the paintwork is chipped and breaking away, and it looks like there are a few posters that were up which have also in great disrepair, that look like they've started to mold away. But at the box office, behind a desk and a little pane of glass, there's a man who's wearing a very old, musty suit, which looks like it's been eaten by moths for the past 100 years or so. There's not a whole lot of it left. he's got a streak of grey hair, despite the look that he might be around in his 30s, maybe 40s. But there's this shock of grey hair which is running through his head, and he looks up at you expectantly. He actually has a little name tag on, which reads Theatre Manager, and his name is Andrew Yates. And are you yes, you're the ones on the list, yes?
We were just called through.
Great. Well, this is fantastic news. Fantastic. How did you enjoy the show, first of all?
Well, I cannot speak for the
Unspeakable.
others, but I am very confused, and I found the poetry rather derivative.
Derivative. Dear, oh dear. Well, we'll be looking forward to reading that review, and hopefully I can convince you to turn that one around by the end of the night. Yes?
What?
Playing coy, I see. Well, that's fair enough. Fair enough. It's not for everyone, but I think by the end of the night, perhaps I can talk you around of that review, and maybe the rest of you as well. What did the rest of you think of the performance? Surely not all of you thought the poetry was derivative. What a horrible word to say.
I mean, it's the literal definition of derivative. Yes?
Thank you.
I mean, in the sense that it was strictly taken from a previous source.
Oh, I see. Yes, Miss Turner, wasn't
it?
it?
It was kind of catchy. You know, welcome to Carcosa. I don't know where that is, but it sounds nice.
Well,
It's not.
Presentation was
it's lovely.
fascinating.
Good. Well, it sounds as though it could do with a little work. And who better to know about that than the 6 of you? Well, why don't you come through to my office? We can have a drink, and we'll see what we can do about that one. And he points to Law. And he sort of buttons up his suit as though he's, at a business meeting. Opens up the side door for his pane of glass and invites you into what's clearly his office.
I'm gonna. Anybody whose eyes I can catch will be like.
It's a beautiful building. How long has it been here?
No, quite some time. The history of the Virgil Theatre is quite the interesting topic. Now, I'm no historian myself, but I do dabble here and there. Please come through. And you come into this office, which, again, looks like it's been molding away for the past couple hundred years. It smells like sort of damp rot. There are a few chairs and a sofa, and he starts pouring you all drinks as though you've asked. Notably, though, as you step into the room, you see the 2 mimes, their heads sort of in the doors as they both close it together, and they wave goodbye to the group of you.
God help me.
Well, don't mind the staff. You know how they get.
No.
So, is this your first time to the theatre?
not first time to this theatre.
No, I've been to the theatre before.
Apparently, he's an actor.
Yeah.
Oh, marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. And what have you acted in? Anything I might have heard of? Any rival productions?
Yes, Reggie. Do tell us about your acting career.
Tentacle?
The usual stuff,
Ibsen?
Yeah, that one.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, Shakespeare. Yeah. That one.
Oh, which Shakespeare were you in? Oh, that's fascinating.
The one with the.
Oh, I actually wrote my under thesis on Shakespeare's interpretations. Which did you perform in?
The one with the skull.
That
Oh, you mean Romeo and Juliet?
Well, you know, it's like
that was
talking all
Carlos
about me.
and Baron, no?
Well, you're all talking
Sheep
about
Miller.
me. I mean, it's all a bit little thing for me. let's talk about more this theatre. Yeah?
Right.
Yeah?
Well,
It's all right, everyone in the
Beautiful.
chat. I know it's Hamlet.
Yeah.
We all know it's
It's like your
Hamlet.
energy. We all know it's Hamlet.
It's just
And Elsie's
Reggie
just
that
sitting here
doesn't
like,
know.
you're British. I'd hoped you would know something about Shakespeare. Okay.
Not with his background.
I know. She was hoping.
Andrew continues and says, well, that's understandable. But he gives you the look of, like, you know, that you're someone who's to be pitied after that. This sort of deep, pitying look of you're maybe a failed actor or a drama teacher. And he... sorry, that's the same thing.
I wouldn't take that shit. Get the knife.
He's gone.
You upset him now.
He's
calling off, Dad.
We're abolishing that. He gets you drinks and please make yourselves at home. It's always nice for a little tipple after the performance.
I flump down onto whatever looks comfiest and kick my feet up on the table. And look around.
I sit
not
in a
sorry,
nice
I do.
chair. And I don't drink anything.
I do have to admit, the reason why I asked you in here, the reason why you're on the list, is that, well, in a sense, you weren't on the list of expected arrivals to the theatre. In a sense that your names were missing from the record, perhaps by mistake, or perhaps you're not meant to be here. Now, I don't want to leap to any conclusions. All are welcome here at the theatre, but I was just wondering how exactly you all ended up here.
We were chanting in the storm. You recall, everyone? Chanting.
Yes, I remember there was lots of chanting.
I remember the gunshots.
Yeah, I remember trying to stop the chanting.
You know, I think I heard it too. Under all that water.
Oh dear. So, you're all not meant to be here.
Well, it wasn't exactly breaking and entering.
The door was unlocked.
I'm actually starting to sweat at this point. It's not that we weren't meant to be here. We were all at the site, and the chanting was reaching its peak and its crescendo, don't you know? And
Your chanting was
and-
especially good.
thank you. I was doing my very best to lend my voice to the proceedings.
I think I did some as well. Felt strange.
Hank's gonna immediately throw a glass at the wall. Just stop all this fucking bullshit. Can someone fucking explain where here is? Why the fuck you're speaking to this creepy bastard? Where are we? What the fuck is going on? I thought I was dying and then I was sat in a fucking theater. Can someone
My
fucking
dear
stop?
man,
Hank,
calm
I don't think you're meant to
down,
swear in a theater.
Such
It's
language,
kind of like
Dr. Patton.
church, you know. You keep it under your hat.
Oh,
I like
no,
to
I
think of
just
it as
swear
a
all the
church,
time.
Yes.
They don't
But,
throw glasses
Mr.
at walls too much, though.
Mr. Patton, please let me explain. You're at the Virgil Theatre in Carcosa, on the High Street, if you will. The High Street of, well, not life, creativity. Now, I've been here for some time, and I can say, ooh, it's not quite so nice out there as it is in here. So I do recommend, if you're going to be staying here for some time during the festival, that you remain indoors. Unless, of course, well, you're going to have to go outside at some point. After all, the challenge has been laid before all of the supplicants, and, well, like it or not, you are now supplicants yourselves. Perhaps
What
I
does that
could
mean?
explain a little bit. The festival is a tradition here. by the master, and a set of challenges are laid before supplicants, those who wish to come before him and earn their keep.
Quick query.
Yes.
What is the name of the master? Sweat now pouring down my face.
Silly question. Now, in order to succeed, you will have to answer the questions set by the heralds of the master. And I believe the question was, who lies at the heart of Carcosa, and who stands in the light? Now, I, of course, have no idea, but I can help you answer that question, perhaps. Mm-hmm. After all, you're a little bit behind everyone else here.
I have a question. Well,
Yes.
2 questions, really. 1, what do we get if we win? 2, what do we get if we lose?
Well, those are very difficult questions to answer. After all, it entirely depends on what you have to lose.
What do you mean by that? I mean,
Well, this place isn't exactly like the place you've come from. So I'm not sure how to answer that question. In truth, I don't even know what you could ask for, but I understand a favor is often what is asked for, in terms of being the victor.
I mean, an exit would be a good place to start, I think.
What a silly question.
I'm so confused.
Do you have a cigarette?
Yeah, yes, I do. He fetches you one.
Thank you.
Now, the point being that supplicants, not all of them will make it along the way. I mean, if you meant in terms of what do I have to lose in the sense that what would happen to you, then, well, nothing good. Let's just say that. There are some nasty things lurking around, of which I think you've already been warned by the heralds. But I don't want to give too many hints. Where's the fun in that?
Right, okay.
Now, you'll want to do some exploring. That much is certain. I won't tell you where to go, but I will provide you with a list of the rooms here in the theater that you might wish to take a look at. I don't recommend you go outside until at least you've taken a look at a few of them. They'll have a few helpful things for going outside. But I'm giving too much away. First of all, you're in the backstage area. You can go and find your dressing rooms, if you so wish, which have the things that you will need. Including any items you may have brought here from wherever it is you came from. I won't ask. And then, of course, there is the dreaming room, which is on the second floor. That's a fun one. Of course, there is the secret library. Its location, I even do not know of, but certain that it does exist. And, of course, there is the basement, in case you want to take a look down under. And of course, if you're feeling hungry, I do recommend visiting the kitchen. Quite delicious, I have to say, and most nutritious as well. Well, there's a good idea to get you started, of course. And then there is the stage room itself, but you've already been there.
Did we just get hired to be actors in a play? I didn't sign a contract. My lawyer said to always get a contract.
My dear, we are all actors in a play, are we not? The great play of life.
You said there are places that we shouldn't go, that you weren't going to tell us, or places we should go. Tell us where we shouldn't go.
Well, I believe those places become clear as soon as you're in them.
Well, isn't that a bit too
I would
late
like
then?
to avoid going into them.
Yeah, it's a bit too
Yeah.
late. then.
Outside is certainly not a place where you'd like to start. I
So don't go outside.
I want to try and persuade him.
Mhm.
You say that we have a lot of making up to do. I don't think it would be fair. this master, surely he would want the people who win to win fairly, no? Otherwise, what does it mean? Or at least for their skills to be worth something?
Perhaps, but who am I to interpret the master's will?
So wait.
Alright.
So
Where
so
would
we
you
can-
not go?
yeah.
Well, I don't go anywhere. I stay here.
Out of choice?
Well, it's just the place to be.
Huh.
After all, someone's got to manage this theatre. It's very busy, all of the comings and goings, getting ready for the next productions, making sure the directors and the actors are in their places and ready, making sure that the staff are performing adequately. Did they
There are
perform
directors.
adequately? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, many directors come here. Yeah, traveling troupes and theatres. Yes.
Are there any rules to this game that we should know about?
Ooh. I'm not sure what you mean.
Like you can't interfere with another team. You can only, normally games have rules.
It's not a game. It's a festival.
Right. Okay.
What are we celebrating?
Fear.
Of course.
At a place like this in Paris.
Charming.
Oh God. Okay.
Sounds quite horrifying, I'm sure, but really, I can't spend much more time here. I recommend perhaps starting in your dressing rooms, collecting any possessions that you brought with you from wherever it is you came from. Maybe adjust. I'm not sure what this place is like to wherever you've come from, but most likely it's a little bit better.
Hey, cheers. I'll go check out my dressing room with everyone
I'll have the
else.
staff send along some drinks for you all. And hey, think about that review, okay?
I'm
Yes,
supposed to be
it's my
writing a review.
speciality.
Okay. And
We
Reggie
do ask
gets
all of our
that.
guests to leave a review. It really does help us out.
No
What,
Reggie
problem.
they leave? Do they leave?
Everyone leaves.
And they
It really
go-
is the tourism board that we're interested in getting on side. Couple more reviews and we'll be there, I'm sure. Now, if you give us a star, then that'll give us one more star. In a sense, it'll be our first star. Very much want a star.
I mean, I could give you a star. if you
Doesn't
want.
everyone?
I appreciate that. Well, and the doors open and the mimics, the mimes rather, they may well be mimics as
That
well.
would be worse.
Pull open the doors for you. Ah, time's up. Afraid I'm very busy. Lots of meetings.
Cheers. Which way to the dressing rooms? Right, left? Just,
Oh, that way. But staff will take you there.
oh,
They
shit.
see
you.
everyone around. Keep an eye on
Cheers.
everything.
Lovely.
Get up and
I
walk out.
stretch out. Say, thank you for the smoke.
Good day to you all. And if you should
there any
need
obvious
anything, just
weapons?
drop by the box office.
Is there any obvious weapons in this room?
No, not lying around that you'd see. He does have a desk. Maybe there's something in there, and there is a cabinet
No,
as well.
just like a sword on the wall or anything. Oh,
No swords in the wall at the moment.
fair enough.
It's another one
So
of these.
the-
It's reputably lacking in baseball bat rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's a baseball bat if you
Tragedy.
think around the problem.
I mean, if Hank's going to be an actor, he needs his baseball bat prop. I mean, he needs it.
No, Hank is feeling incredibly uncomfortable and angry, and he wants something to take his frustrations out on whatever he needs to.
Well, my clothes are all wet. I'm very interested in this dressing room business.
Just
The
maybe
mimes are already opening a door
Yeah.
and leading
I
you through it,
walk
opening
through
up
the
a
door.
corridor.
I walk
Yeah,
through
I
the
walk-
door and just stand uncomfortably close to the mimes and do the same thing as them.
I just walk in.
I'm just going to shake my head and carry on through.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm just going to carry on.
And then I do the rope thing to leave.
They all start. They both play along.
And then walk off
the,
going, I fucking hate mimes. Ugh.
The doors close behind you, and the two mimes have followed you into this quite dark corridor as well. Each room has a name on it, and there are only rooms in here for you. So there's no other doors with any other names on, which maybe strikes you as a little strange.
So we only see like
You see a corridor with 6 doors down it, and at the end there's a it's a dead end.
okay,
the
and
doors
each of the
going back
doors
to where
have each our names on, right? We have our own door.
Yep. So there's like a dressing room door, each
Got
with
you. Yeah.
your names on, as though you were stars in a production.
I wonder what happens if we go in the wrong dressing room.
I actually don't think that's as funny as you might think it is. But we should definitely only go in the doors with our names on them.
Well, considering,
Right.
Professor, you actually kind of know, well, I say no, but you have at least an inkling, I'm going to take your word for it and head into my dressing room.
If this place is as it has been written of, if this place is as that, we should actually try to be as uncreative as possible in our thoughts and actions.
If we're being
What could
uncreative, then there would be more than one person in a dressing room.
Anyone want to come in my dressing room?
Oh, you're feeling better
And I'm
again?
just going to turn straight back into my dressing room without
Okay.
further ado. I want to know
I
if
want
the
to
book
peek
is in
through.
I think
Can
he's
we-
handling it well.
Do you want to peek through, Law?
Yeah, can I see as he
Yeah,
goes
roll me a
in?
quick sanity check.
Oh, yeah.
No!
As her face melts. Looking at
Oh
the arc.
no, 98.
You look into the room, and for a second, you swear you could see an old crone's face looking back at you. She looks a little
I kind
familiar,
of freeze and go,
Does she? Does she look fucking familiar, does she, cunt? Does she look familiar, does she? Is that what she does, does she? She looks familiar, does she? Is that
Looks
how it is?
familiar to Law, but hey,
Oh, look,
Sebastian's gone in. We don't know what's happened.
so I don't
She
recognize
looked
her.
perfectly fine, by the way, for a second. Yeah, she looked fine.
Did I recognize her at all?
Yeah. She was definitely the dead woman from the kitchen.
Well, why would it be any other person
Okay,
in fucking Carcosa? There couldn't be anybody else in the entirety of the dreamscape it could be. Makes sense!
Well, in that case, I'm not quite so freaked out. I just kind of wave happily.
Yeah. Door closes.
It could be her sister.
Sure thing.
So, Sebastian, you walk into the room, and it's actually surprisingly quite nice. There's no one else in the room, and it is, I guess, maybe an approximation of what your ideal office space might look like for research. Massive big desk, huge amounts of text and volumes which are lining the walls, a small but comfortable looking bed, sets of writing equipment, reading equipment, and it's all spick and span, has to be said. It's quite large.
The actual book I'm looking for would be the volume 1 of The True King in Yellow to start with today in my descent into haunted madness because you're a twat.
Absolutely. You can see it. It's among some of the other collections on the wall, as though it's been, placed there neatly for you.
Yeah, I'm going to take it down and I'm going to commence reading the entire thing from beginning to end.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
That's
We'll get
the
back
plan.
to
That's the plan for now.
Yeah. Sebastian is in there for a little while. What are the rest of you guys doing? He doesn't seem to be going out.
Well,
Elsie's going to go into her dressing room.
Okay.
Because
Sure, okay, I'll go in mine
Why
as
not?
well. Yeah, I'll
Yep.
check mine out.
I need to get cleaned up a bit more. If there's anything to do with that in my dressing room.
I kind of want to peep into everybody's doors as they're doing that, because it didn't go badly last time, as far as I'm concerned.
You know,
I
Miss
saw a nice lady.
Belmont, if you're scared of going in your own room, you can come in mine with me. Last time my name was on a door, it was a cell.
Oh.
Oh, did you have a bunkmate for that?
Oh no, they thought I was a danger.
Oh. That seems like an interesting assessment.
I
I feel
know, but it
you're
meant I got some
walking full of
privacy.
dynamite. Like, the further we go down this road, the more terrifying you become, and the less frightening by comparison everything else becomes around us. There's going to come a point where the tipping happens, and Carcosa's like, you know,
Seems
Dudley.
normal. Yeah.
But then up this.
So we'll go with Elsie real quick. So Elsie, you step into your room, and it is this lovely, warm, because there's an open fireplace in here crackling away. Room filled with beautiful paintings. In fact, you recognize a lot of these paintings because they're some of the paintings that you've collected over the years. And they're
How
all in
fascinating.
here around the square room that you're in. Again, it's quite large, and it smells very sort of like, fresh, almost like it smells of fall. I guess the sense of crushed leaves and sort of maybe recent rain. It's got like quite a nice natural smell to this room as you walk in.
She was expecting a lot worse, so she'll kind of just relax after getting inside and wonder, but not too much, how her collected works, some of them at least, got in here. But she's not going to complain about it right now, and she's kind of just going to go, "Oh, I missed you," and kind of go up to each and every one of them.
You get this really warm sense that you've just come home. A lovely feeling when you've been out for a long time and you finally get to walk back into your house. You've been on vacation, sort of that feeling.
Excellent. Yeah, she'll go around to the paintings, and she's very familiar with them. She's spent hours just staring at and critiquing them. She'll kind of go around to each one and reflect on it a bit, and then get tidied up a bit. I'm sure she's a mess after being stabbed and running through the darkness and the storm and everything. So that's her plan for the immediate future.
Okay. Reggie, you step into your room. It's a little odd, actually, because as soon as you step into the room, you realize that it's not really a dressing room. It's more of a nursery. And in fact, you sort of recognize this room because it suddenly looks a little bit like the nursery that you built for your child. And there is a little mobile flying around that you certainly recognize because it's one that you made. There's a little music box playing in the corner. The walls are painted a soft pink. There is a bed which looks like you could sleep in it.
He's gonna pause for a minute and just kind of take it all in, and then slowly head on over to the cot where his little daughter is. And
It's empty.
She's not in there at all?
There's no one in there.
Right. Okay. Is my equipment that I had in here?
Yeah.
Okay, he grabs all his equipment and he puts it all back, including the shotgun that he had and the harpoon and fucking lots of stuff. and he's gonna kind of head out. Is there kind of like a little? He's gonna go to the cot, and he's gonna take a small kind of like blanket, and he's gonna kind of just tuck it in his thing, and then head out to the door, and then open and just immediately come out and close and get back into the corridor. He's gonna take a deep breath and kind of like rub his eyes to stop any tears, and he's gonna wait for everyone else.
Okay. Hank, have you gone inside?
Yeah, Hank's walked in. Without a word, he kind of grunts and then slams the door behind him.
You step into a cold, dark room with a chair in the middle of the room, and you can see the chair has dried blood on it, and it looks like a large nail which has been driven into one handrest on the chair, which looks like itself is also covered in blood. There is also a bed on the side of the room, but it's incredibly dark in here.
Hank will kind of stop frozen at the door for a second. Who's there? Who's in here? And he'll kind of begin to tentatively walk forward and see if there's anyone hidden in the dark.
There's no one there, but your equipment does lie on the bed, including your wedding ring. But interestingly enough, its pair is there as well. Your wife's ring.
Betty, where are you? And Hank will kind of gather his things and he'll slide on his own wedding ring and kind of tuck his other one into his shirt pocket in front of his heart. Betty, just I've got it here. Come find me. And he'll, as soon as he sees his wedding room, he'll probably check the room over just to he'll like turn over the bed, make sure that she's not under here. Frantically searching.
Okay. We'll leave you there for a while. And then, Law, step into your room, and it's a bustling. There's actually sounds all around. The sounds of a coffee shop, and the smells of like a Parisian cafe delight the nostrils as you step into this small room, which looks like it's almost like an isolated table set within a cafe, as though at the back of the restaurant there would be this room. And so you've got this lovely wood paneling, a little table with hot coffee on it, some paintings on the wall, a bed to one side as well, and your equipment on it.
I'll give the coffee a sniff. I'm not sure.
It smells good.
I'm assuming... Do I remember what got me here? Do I remember anything after all the gunshots?
I mean, you certainly remember the flash of lights, the chanting, and then being here, but anything about the travel you don't recall.
Okay. I don't trust coffee from anywhere that has limes in it. So I'm not going anywhere near that. But I'll grab all my stuff and kind of tool up, look around the rest of the room. Is there anything that's kind of takeable as opposed to a cup where it's not encased and safe?
Yeah, I mean, there's sort of furniture around which you probably wouldn't want to take with you, and the coffee mugs. There's not too much there. The only thing that strikes you, which is like missing from this room, is other people. There's, despite the sounds, and you can sort of hear the murmur of other people speaking as though you were in the back room of this cafe, it does strike you that you're very much the only person in this room, which is a little uncomfortable.
Is there a napkin
Yeah.
on the table? I'll grab it.
Okay.
And look longingly at the coffee before I leave. Have I fallen for that before?
Yeah. And so, Virginia, you step into your room. Okay. You step into a dark, cold cell. There is no window in here, no natural light coming through aside what's creeping in from the door behind you. There's a rug on the floor with your equipment on it. But it very much feels like a jail cell to you.
Well, at least no one took my rug this time. And she'll go over and she'll, like, grab her things up. She'll be wringing out her fur and trying to, like, straighten herself up. She's not too unsettled by being in this place.
Yeah. After all, all of these rooms might look like cells, yeah.
Over to the wall, and she wants to see if it still has the, like, prisoner engravings that her cell had. Or if this is a different cell.
It does have some of the same engravings, yeah.
Never knew if he did get his broccoli or not. Never known someone write broccoli on a wall before. And then she'll walk back out. Some dressing room. I thought they were meant to have lights in them.
So I think everyone except from Professor Wilkes has, like, exited their rooms around this time.
Elsie's probably one of the last ones to exit, as she probably got lost in one of her favorite pieces, you know, classic, The Temptation of St. Anthony by Matthias Grunwald. Classic.
Whose room
She
is
comes out
opposite?
sighing wistfully.
Sorry. Whose room's opposite Hank's?
Virginia's.
As Virginia's walking out, I'm going to push into the room. Is Betty in there? Where is she?
You crazy? There's no one in there. And she feels like kind of defensive, like this is her personal cell. You don't just push into it. She's in that weird dream state where everything makes sense and doesn't make sense.
I'll attempt to push past her if she'll let me.
Hey!
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, unless you're really trying to stop Hank.
I mean, I think instinctively she would try and stop him, like both hands push back.
Is she in here?
Who? What
You
are you looking for, Hank?
just like a sister. Let me see her. I need to talk to her.
You're crazy! And she'll step out the way. And kind of look down the corridor towards everyone else who's coming out of their rooms, like...
Mm-hmm.
Hank, are you going to open the door?
Yeah, I'll go straight in.
Okay. Yeah, you find the door locked when you go to turn it. You want to bash it
Open
in?
the door. Virginia, open the door.
If you can't get in, maybe you're not meant to.
Virginia, please. I need to speak to her.
There's no one in there.
I got so many things I need to say. Virginia, please.
Hank, you've gone crazy. What's wrong with you?
I know she's here. And he'll pull out the weapon. I know she's here. I know she's here.
Oh, Hank, honey, she ain't here.
And like Hank will kind of lean into Virginia and openly weep.
She'll just
the side of the wedding ring has really affected Hank. He's going to be kind of blubbing for a little while.
Elsie's gonna look across to Reggie.
Reggie's kind of got a stern face, and he looks at Elsie and shrugs his shoulders and heads on over to her so they can whisper.
There's enough space in the corridor to be private, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I guess he didn't like his room.
What did he see in there?
I don't know. I don't know. He found. I don't know. Looks like he found the other half of the wedding ring. So maybe he thinks she's here.
Probably why he's blubbering. What was in your room?
A pub. Like, back.
It figures.
Hey, it was a good pub. Don't you think it's a bit... Well, what did you see?
Oh, my favorite room in my house, essentially. Little off.
The bathroom, is it?
No, it's not the bathroom.
Right.
Did have the Temptation of St. Anthony in it, though. Love that one.
Your house
Glad
really
it just
freaks
got to that
me
one before
out.
you did.
Yeah. I could have got so much money for that.
You can't put a price on that. That work is priceless.
Trust me, I could.
No. This is why we
Anyway,
can't
yeah,
vote.
Strangely enough, down the end of the corridor where the mimes are, there is a very firm on the doors, and both of the mimes look surprised. As though, who could it be? And they go to open the doors for you, each taking a different side of the door to open it up. And you see, strangely enough, that where you entered from in the box office, is definitely not where these doors have just opened. These doors have opened to an entirely different corridor, which definitely wasn't there last time. But you see one Erik Carlisle standing before you.
Son
He
of
has
a bitch.
his suit on, and it seems as though he came with a gift as well, because there are a bunch of flowers in his hand.
Well, you know what, Carlisle?
no.
I got a gift too, and I point the shotgun at him.
He rolls his eyes immediately, and like the flowers droop as his face turns sour. Oh, sorry, wrong address.
Well, hang on. Who were you looking for?
Not you, Mr. Hobbs, was it?
Yeah.
Well, we both know that's not true.
Yeah, well, we both know to keep our mouths shut, don't we? Hang on, you were part of the ritual that got us here in the first place, aren't you?
Very clever, Mr. Hobbs. Yes.
Now, I wonder if I kill you now. I wonder if that'll make things better.
Perhaps you should try it. See what happens.
You'll look at Elsie.
But I wouldn't recommend it
Shakes
if
their
I
head.
were you.
Just don't. You don't
Not in
know.
a place like this. The stakes are already too high, though I'm sure you've quite no idea where you really are.
No, not really, except, like, there are losers and winners, and if I kill you, that's one less person that can win, right?
Yes. You're not really thinking about this the right way. But then again, you are an idiot.
Well, why don't you enlighten us, then? How should I be thinking about it?
Not sure I care to tell you. But seeing as you're all here, why don't we just let bygones be bygones? There's no need for us all to quarrel any further. My business on the island was getting us here. Now that business is complete, I see no reason for us to be at odds any further. What say you?
Why would that be useful to us?
Oh, because I'm a very powerful person. And I'm better to be a friend than an enemy. As I'm sure you've become aware. After all, you were there, were you not, Spellborn? You looked into the face of madness, and it looked back. Wasn't it exciting?
I've had more fun elsewhere.
Be that as it may, you're smart enough to realize that there's no point in me trying to kill you. Better let I be your friend.
And how can you help us, then? If you want to be our friend, how are you going to help us?
Well, my loyal followers are currently searching for the answer to the questions. Perhaps we should team up. There's no reason for there to be losers. We could all win.
You did get us out of jail that time.
I did. And I could do it again. Get you out of this place.
Jail?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
they started a bar fight. Got arrested.
Yeah.
Well, we
Okay.
didn't start it, but we kind of finished it.
Yeah, we finished it.
Right.
Well, Hank finished it, but you know. I helped.
But he's crying right now. So.
Yeah.
Hank was real brave.
I think as soon as Mr. Carlisle's come in, he's kind of done the thing where he realizes that it's not very manly to be crying, so he's given a full sleeve wipe of his nose, and he's just staring there with big cry eyes, trying to be intimidating.
Big puffy eyes. Perhaps
I'll
we
walk
could all look for the answers together.
I'll walk a little closer to him and look him up and down. Okay. I can promise to be your friend. People have to earn my friendship. But I can promise to be your enemy, and not to be your enemy, in exchange for a small piece of information.
I'll see what I can do.
Just a name. Who are the flowers for?
Flowers. Well, you see, there's a lady here.
Mm.
Or so they say.
I
I
said
was
a
told
name.
they brought a gift, and the traditional gift for a lady is flowers. You see, at one point she was scorned. Her husband left her. And
Oh,
left
Hank.
the child behind. It's very sad business, all told. He ran. She was left alone. And so, I'm here looking for her. But you see, in this place, doors don't always open to the place that you're looking for. Sometimes they just open to the place that you need to go. Maybe that's why
I said a name.
I don't know her name.
Seems very strange to go running after a lady you've never met.
Well, it's said that she has answers. And that's what we're looking for. So
Deal's the deal.
perhaps
Well,
while I
you
go
know,
looking for her,
technically my husband left me, and I was pretty mad about it.
We should talk, I say to Virginia.
You know, we really should. We should get around to that.
Hmm.
well, so we have an agreement then.
A truce, at least.
Yeah, we'll
I
stay out.
spit in my hand
stay out
and
of
hold it
your
out to him. And hold his eyes to see how he reacts.
He extends a hand, but he doesn't spit in his.
He's not a sailor.
Hmm.
It's not sanitary.
Least of our concerns.
Hmm.
But perhaps it would be prudent for us to share any information that we will come across. At
Sure.
least a fair exchange whenever we have information. I'm not saying that you have to come and tell me everything when you learn it, but if you have learned something and you're looking for an answer to something else, perhaps one that I've already found, we can have an exchange.
All right, so what do we not have to look into? What have you found?
Well, I'm looking for this lady. I suspect it'll only be a matter of time before I find her. If you come across her first, then, well, send my regards, but I would go in search of something else if I were you. Perhaps a library. It sounds like a source of information to me.
What tipped you off?
Well, we have rooms in the stage. It's where many of them are staying. If you need to find me, merely speak to one of my followers. I'll come looking.
You got
Right,
followers?
Yes, I've recently been promoted. After the unfortunate death of Archibald Sr. Most unforeseeable event.
Tragic. How is Junior faring?
Oh, young Archie is a dog on his leash, as long as I keep him that way.
Good.
I understand
So
you
you-
two had a little disagreement.
Less of a disagreement and more that he just stabbed me.
Disagreeably.
I was quite disagreed. I was quite disagreeable after that.
All that's in the past now. Of course,
So
the
you've been
past does so
promoted.
often have a way of coming back again in a place like this. But I'm sure you've already been inside your rooms.
Yes, quite lovely.
If you've been promoted, you owe me a favor, I think.
Perhaps I do.
Well, I might call that in one day.
Very well. Send my regards to Professor Wilkes, but word of advice, this one's for free. You might not want to stay in there all too long. Especially if you want to get things done.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'll get in there now. Yeah.
I bang on the door. Go, Professor Wilkes, this is your 5-minute call.
I doubt I even heard him.
You pretty didn't.
Right. Well, take care, Mr. Carlisle. Nice. Thank you for the information. I'll be
Likewise.
seeing you around.
Very good. He turns, the mimes open the door, and he heads out.
As soon as he closes the door, we should look for this lady.
I don't think he's the kind of gentleman a lady who has been scorned by her lover wants to see. I think a lady in that position needs a stiff drink and female companionship.
See, I agree.
Something about a child or a baby.
Oh, I don't know. It's not.
I don't know. When your husband does you wrong, a lawyer is a pretty good shout.
No, that's
I wouldn't
revenge.
know if it's a bit timed
Emotion.
down like that.
I don't think lawyers come with flowers. Yeah.
Nick always did.
Gentlemen
Really,
usually
Hank?
Gentlemen
Did
usually
he-
brandish flowers when they've got something to apologize for.
Or something they want.
Yes, that.
Maybe she should just see that he was just trying to do the right thing. I mean,
No,
theoretically.
anyway, I really think we should find this woman.
Mm-hmm.
What about Poindexter in there? You don't seem to be moving too quickly.
Bang it hard. Come on, Professor. We got to move.
Can I hear them?
You're beginning to, hear a dull sort of sense that maybe someone's knocking at the door.
Professor
And by the way, the
Wilkes.
full book is going to take about a week to read, so it's going to take you a while to get through that. And that's, not a week straight, but you know what I mean, like every now and again, dipping into the book each.
Yeah, I'll bookmark and go to the door.
Right, we got.
What?
Right, Professor, we need your help. Come on out.
With what?
Well, you're the person who seems to know the most about this place, and we gotta find a woman. And we were wondering if you knew anything about this place and where to go.
Virginia's there. Miss Belmont's over there.
No, this is a specific woman.
Which
The
woman?
lawyer, Mr. Carlisle, was looking for her. It's a woman for us to, get through this
She has
festival thing.
answers to questions, apparently.
Yeah. You want answers, don't you, Professor?
Yes, that's why I'm reading the book.
Well, should you be reading that?
Professor!
I actually have a book. Book.
Virginia's gonna poke her head towards the door. Professor, we're gonna go find the library. You like books? You like the library?
Okay, have I actually detected any hint? Because that's basically what I've been searching for up to this point in the book. It's taking hints about Yelay. And
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a week to read. So I mean, right now you've been
okay,
like.
so I've got no
through,
hints.
yeah.
All right, there would. Yeah, all right, fine. Okay, yes, the library. I would like to see the library a great deal. Do you know where the library is? He said it was secret.
Yeah.
You know what? I had an idea about that. Professor, if you go to this door and you think real hard about the library, maybe if you open it, it'll give you the library. Because you know, I was thinking about
open to different places.
about my cell, and I opened the door, and there it was. And that's what the lawyer just said, right? You open the door, and it takes you where you need to go.
Why did you think of your cell?
That was the last time I had my name on the door.
Oh, right.
You walked into a cell?
I guess that makes sense.
My room seems quite lovely.
Mine's an office.
Mine's my house.
What about you?
Well,
Reggie?
Me? Mine's a pub.
Not your home?
Nah.
It probably is his home.
Hey, I travel a lot, okay? I had a lot of good memories in that pub.
yeah, what did you get, Miss Belmont?
Oh, just cafe.
See, I'm sure she's got a lot of nice memories in that cafe.
No.
I don't think it's about nice memories if she walked into her cell.
Well, you know, I was distracted. It was probably my fault. It probably wasn't the door's fault. Why didn't you go try the door, Professor?
Your door?
No, the door at the end of the corridor.
It's true, Mr. Carlisle.
I'm a little bit only barely following her train of thought. My mind's sort of spinning over.
You know, I feel the same
everything.
way every time you talk, Professor. It's nothing personal, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm not speaking this. I'm just saying.
I know.
But in my head, I'm like, twat. I hope she did kill her husband. And I wanted to the end of the. Okay, I will walk to the end of this hallway. I actually know a little bit about psychic resonance, so I know that this is not likely to work.
And I'm like, bastard! I bet he witch shank him made as well.
By the way, about Agatha.
What, the dead lady that you killed? Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. You sure you didn't drown?
Drown in sadness over Agatha's death.
we're all right there with you. Certainly not fuck Agatha. I wouldn't say that. Can I see her at all?
No, she's not there.
No, she's not visible to me. She's not talking to me. I'm not getting any experience of her.
You've not the slightest idea that she would be.
Yeah, it's okay then. Corridor. I don't believe in psychic resonance at all, so I'm just going to open the door.
Sure.
And I'm fairly certain I'd need to inscribe something on any given door.
Right.
Have that actually work.
Yeah. So you open the door, and in fact, the mimes. Whenever you go to open a door, the mimes help you open the doors.
That's quite all right, actually. I can open the door for my. Get off! I can open the door for myself. Thank you.
As you open up the door, the door opens, and it's the corridor that you saw Mr. Erik Carlisle walking down. Leads somewhere else in the theatre, you're pretty sure.
No library, I'm afraid.
I'll speak to Reggie. Was there any more of those in there? And I'll point to the shotgun.
Well, no. I just had what was left over. Are you any good with these?
No, but Mr. Carlisle, he seemed rather head up. Things aren't right around here, and we just keep close with that thing, okay? Not too close. So.
Yeah.
Does
anyone know how to use a shotgun before? Have they ever used one before? Because I haven't.
Oh, sure. But I have an idea about the door.
What?
I'm better with this. and hold up the pistol, and I'll check to see how many
I have
rounds are left in there.
Shooting, but I
How many you had left? Yeah.
Sorry?
The amount of rounds is however many you had on.
Okay.
in
So
the
there are
gun
5
before.
left.
So yeah, it seems like
Okay.
same amount. Yeah.
Sorry,
Mhm.
Virginia, did you say you had experience with this before?
Oh, sure.
I'm hesitant. Right.
Lots of
We used
game
to shoot
shooting.
clay pigeons. Sure, and ducks and stuff, you know?
Mm.
Okay. Well, this is kind. Is it a sawn off or a pump action?
Pump extra.
Off. How much did a pump action hold? Because I've only used one shell. I don't know.
How
Anyway,
many-
however many a pump action
Yeah.
shotgun in the 1920s held, I give it.
YouTube comments will
Virginia.
tell
Probably
us in,
like 2,
3
right?
months.
It's probably all like it's
Well,
one shot,
I
and then
thought-
you have to reload, right?
Yeah, I thought it
At
was
least
oh,
3.
6 apparently. Calling you happy for that.
I'm pretty sure
So-
like World War One trench guns held like several
Yeah,
6 right there.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know.
Anyway, I give it to Virginia, and I have the harpoon myself instead because I'm better with this. Actually, Hank, do you have anything?
Nope. I'm just
Would-
about
would-
swinging.
Do you want to use this instead, the harpoon? It's sharp. I mean, it's not a bat, but do you want to use it?
Hank will kind of grab it off you and size it up in his hands. Yeah, we can probably get something done.
All right. Well, just remember,
Yeah.
not us. Yeah.
And just
maybe
remember
make
to
double sure before you start using it. I know your temper sometimes gets the better of you.
You're welcome, by the way. And Hank will kind of cock it on his shoulder and kind of walk through, just keeping an eye on people.
Wait. Hank, I have an idea about the door. Come back through.
Okay. Hank will walk back.
Whenever you walk back, like close the doors again, the mimes.
Okay.
Okay, she's gonna go over to the staff. You guys are working real hard, and I really like what you're doing. So she's gonna mime opening her purse, reach in, pull out some money. She's gonna fan it out. How about I give you this, and you open the door to the library for us? Come on,
Yeah.
just between us.
They point at that and they're like, at the money.
They
I'm-
want something else.
I'm rather afraid it's not going to be money they want.
Perhaps they want the escort service.
That's actually quite a lot closer to the mark than the money.
Well, what do they want? I mean, what would they?
Do you know what
Oh,
depletion means?
You know, how about this?
No.
And
They rub their
Virginia-
bellies.
Oh, they're hungry.
Yeah.
Has anyone got snacks on them?
No, I think you quite misunderstand.
Yeah, I'm not getting this. What
You know
do
what?
want?
Let's bake a cake. Okay. Virginia dusts off her hands. She goes to the door. She opens an imaginary oven shelf. She loads in an imaginary tray of cookies. She closes the oven. You know, you gotta give it time. You know, that's long enough. And she'll open it. Cookies. They're fresh.
Mr. Hobbs,
Oh,
I
dear.
think this.
I think I know what you mean, Professor Wilkes.
Mr. Hobbs, and I'm going to hand him the knife from before. I'm afraid this might be what they're after. Just laterally on the palm, and then just.
Oh. Well, fuck
Because
that.
there is no payment without redress in Carcosa.
Right.
You know, I've heard of blood
Maybe
money,
not
but that's
hungry, but blood.
ridiculous.
Okay, well, we're not going to do that then. Do you want the knife back?
No. You keep it.
Why?
Right.
What's the problem with the blood?
I'm
Why?
not good with the And
Why is this the
cutting
problem?
it.
Does the blood mean something, or is it just blood? Because if it's just blood,
Well, I
It's
think
just
the.
blood, but given freely.
I mean, and we don't know how much they're gonna want.
Oh, not much actually, which is a small bonus.
so why is
Really?
it
I don't have much left in me, so I'm out.
Oh, for God's sake! I mean, are they going to end up owning my soul or something?
Not immediately, if that helps.
Doesn't.
Although I should point out that's actually a pretty much a perpetual risk now.
Hang on. If we give them the blood that they want, are they actually going to help us, or are we just feeding two bozos?
Both.
Right. Okay. So I say fuck them, and we just walk through the door.
You should always tip the staff. They're the ones that'll spit in your soup if you don't.
I mean, if you want to give them blood, be my guest, but I ain't gonna. I haven't got much. I've already been battered and bruised quite recently.
Oh, for God's sake! I'll grab the knife out off him, and look at them and go, "How much?" Just tiny.
Getting bigger and bigger.
Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. This is a little favor. A little favor. Come on. Shh. Yeah, that's better. Okay. And I'll just prick the end of my finger.
As she does that, I'm going to turn around.
And
I can't help but watch.
hold my finger out in front of them and go, what am I doing with this? In your hands, in your mouth, smear it on your face?
As you cut the finger, everybody except from Sebastian, who's turned away, roll me a sanity check.
Of course. Oh shit, I fail.
Followed up my 99 with a 98.
We're getting better.
Only another 96, and it's going to be a really good roll.
Oh, these rolls!
Mindy, no!
Oh my god.
That's a 100.
Oh my god. Evidently,
Oh, is that working now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
succeeded.
Alrighty. Those who fail lose 3 points of sanity. If you succeed, you lose 1 point of sanity.
I just got 3 points back.
As you watch
Good
the
thing, right?
mouths of the two mimes distend and open, and two long, I mean, sort of like the length of a chameleon's tongue, but they each have 3 of them, jump out from the back of their throats and attach onto Law's bloody finger. And almost like a tube, these tongues, you can see the blood being pumped from your finger down the tongues and into their mouths. And after each of them, each getting sort of 2 pumps on your finger, drawing the blood out from the wounds, their mouths return, the tongues go back in, and their faces come back again. This time,
Holy shit!
they're
What?
smiling.
A little bit of warning would have been nice.
And now both of them look fat. Both of them look bloated and big, as though they were mosquitoes filled with blood. Their bellies are sort of comically large now.
We
I'll
They
prefer the
both
term
look very
plump.
happy.
I'll turn back at this point. Okay, you have what?
Elsie's
have
doing
what?
this and standing next to Reggie. She goes, "That's the piece I want in my kitchen."
You have what? You pardon? You have what you wanted. The library, please.
And they go and open the doors. And this time, as the doors open, you see before you a very large chamber, the smell of old books, and you can see bookcases, tall sets of bookcases all before you. This chamber could be quite huge, even cavernous. And sort of immediately before you, there is a placard, which Mr. Wilkes you immediately recognize as being in Relayan. It reads, "Respect the rules. 1. Be respectful to the other library users. 2. Return any books withdrawn. 3. Enjoy yourself."
It don't anybody fight anyone in here. And don't take the books from the room. Still suffering quite badly from her finger prick at the moment.
I'm still sucking my finger. Like,
Laura, you definitely feel more drained than you were expecting to. It's like you've given blood.
yeah.
Yeah, Reggie's gonna go over and see how she is. I mean, bloody hell. I mean, how are you feeling, Laura?
Tired.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, maybe we should sit down in the library and while...
What?
Yeah. Up through the doors?
The two
I'm already in the room.
mimes.
I stare at
wave
him,
all
just
of you
so
in.
confused by why he's being nice. I don't. Yeah.
What, have I got something in my teeth?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I just walk through.
I walk
Okay.
through, but I do a big around them. I make it as far as I possibly can, so I'm not anywhere near the two mimes. You know, just be...
Yeah, it's tough because you have to get past them, but they close the doors behind you, and the two of them look sort of wiped out from the whole affair, and you find yourself in this sort of large chamber. And clearly, this
They look wiped
this library
out.
goes on much farther. Yeah, they look like they've just finished Christmas dinner.
So,
I think I'm too
Professor.
exhausted to notice.
So, Professor Wilkes, what book are we looking for?
I'm looking for the Panoptic manuscripts.
Is someone looking for a book?
Oh no.
Old woman's
I
voice
am?
echoes out. You see short old lady.
Yeah.
Your perfect target, Sebastian. But it's
your
not
type,
Agatha.
Sebastian.
It's not Agatha. It is instead this
Yeah, not
owlish-looking
fucking yet.
old lady with long grey hair. With the hair actually reaches all the way down to the floor, but she's probably only like 4.5 feet tall or so. She's got a sort of stooped back, and she's got a bunch of books under one arm and has these lenses which make her eyes look gigantic with the glasses that she's wearing. Someone look for a book.
Do you have the Panoptic manuscripts?
Keep it down. Shush.
I actually am speaking quite quietly.
Well, yes, we have books here. We have books. Do you have a library card?
No. But I
Well, you're
I
going to
am
have
a
to get
member
one.
of- Oh yes, yes, of course. Is that an easy process? Quite an easy process.
We'll have to fill out some information, but we can get you one. Yes, we'll all need one.
Possible exception of Hank.
Well, if he's to be in my library, then he must have a card.
What's a library card?
I just
I'm
put
just
my
gonna ignore-
head
I mean,
in my
I-
He
hand.
looks shocked.
I'm just going to obliterate Hank from my frame of reference for a couple of moments. The card, can we fill that out quite quickly?
Oh, yes,
Please.
yes. Shouldn't take too long. Come along. Follow me.
I'll follow her.
We don't get
follow
too many
along, but
newcomers to the
slowly.
library. Yeah, she's talking to you as she's like scurrying away, leading the way. Well, not many people come here. You'll first in a little while.
Does she look at all phased by the harpoon I'm holding?
No, she's not registered. You don't think? She hasn't really registered any of you. She hasn't really like looked you up and down or anything. She's sort of taken one glance at you and then she's turned
is
and
old.
she starts blabbering.
You've been here.
So how did you
long?
come here? Where did you come from?
Yeah, from the recent ritual for the festival, don't? Yes.
Oh, is it that time again?
Apparently so.
Oh, dear, dear, that means there's going to be so many comers and goers. I do so hate it when my library is loud.
Yes, against the rules, yes?
Well, you can barely shut it up in the first place.
Yes, I imagine.
So much knowledge.
I've often thought so about Miskatonic, similarly.
I've not heard of it.
It's where I'm from.
Oh. Miskatonic. I'm sure I've heard that word somewhere.
I've no doubt you have.
She looks at you sort of maybe as if you're a kindred soul. Sort of warms to you.
See, I can make friends with old ladies. Fuck all of you! What?
You're just waiting for the ideal moment.
It's called grooming.
How about to me right now? I haven't killed anyone today. Shut up! That's right. I deserve a small prize.
You don't get
Old
points for
lady.
not killing old ladies.
Old
Yeah,
lady,
I mean-
back of head, clearly visible. She's not dead. It's not a fucking
Yeah.
habit. Just saying.
You can stop anytime you want, can't you? It's not an addiction.
The books?
Oh, the card. Yes. Very, very well. She comes over to a small station which has stationery and paper on, and she gets out some forms on this ancient scroll, and gets out a quill and starts dipping it in a vial of what suspiciously probably is blood. Is the first thing that jumps to mind. Her crinkly old leathery hand starts shaking as she starts writing. Says, "Oh, I just need your names. Here, let's see. To check if there's a form for you already, or if we'll have to make a new one. Let's see." She goes through them. "Oh, it's the time of the festival. Let's see who's here. I don't think any of these are yours."
No, we were later rivals.
Oh,
But if we could have a new form, then we could fill that out quite rapidly.
new form. The paperwork. The paperwork.
I know it's administration is the very bane of academia.
Oh, it's enough to send you insane.
Well, just
Fine, but just so you know, the signatures won't be here. You'll have to get one.
when you say signature, is it a specific?
It requires a signatory, someone trustworthy here from Carcosa. Of course, all of the other newcomers have had them done well in advance, but you're all, unaffiliated. It's fine, we can fill out these forms, but you're going to have to
would yourself?
sign it for you.
I mean, I am a professor at university. Yourself, as a fellow academic, you are surely a trustworthy person.
You can roll me a persuade.
I'd rather not, actually, because I have a very poor persuade skill, and I'm going to utilize. Oh, do I? It's still very bad.
And you know, maybe Professor Wilkes, maybe the librarian has one of your books here.
I don't. I hope not. Oh no, mine's so horrible. I'm going to use a crit on it.
Okay.
I'm going to have to get 30 off that shit. Even with a plus 20, it's still garbage.
Yeah, she thinks for a second and is like, well, I suppose for you, Professor, I could sign it, but the rest of you are going to have to find someone else, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. They're not very. They're not like you and me.
I don't know. You might have one of my books as well. I just let that hang there for a little while.
I'll say, what about my friend Mr. Domenico here, and I'll elbow Reggie in the back.
That's my name, Domenico.
Roll me a fast talk.
Okay, I'm pretty good at fast talk. Ooh, 26. That is a fast talk is 70, so that's a hard success.
Oh, nice. Yeah. She looks a little confused. Oh, why didn't you say so? Yes, Mr. Domenico, and there you go.
Oh,
Hands you a form which has several questions on it by the looks of things.
right. I'll just sit down and
Fill it out.
answer these questions.
You need to find your own materials, but here's a quill.
Thank you.
Get your own ink.
Could we not borrow that just
because she's
That's
got
fine.
pen and ink on her at all times. Especially now that we've picked up our stuff, she's just hand
Brilliant.
ready.
Thank you.
Fountain
So
pen.
what are the questions? Are they like really personal questions?
They do seem quite deeply personal for a library.
Fuck. How
How are you?
personal are we
I know your
talking?
fast talk is like real good. How good is your like psychic connection with people who aren't even in the same plane of existence?
Not great, but I do have a skill called forgery.
Oh.
I do have
Hello?
forgery.
Oh.
Could you not forge all the signatures?
I mean, I could forge a signature, but I don't know if I could forge the answers. That's a bit. That's a bit
psychic
like
forgery on a new
winging
kind
it.
of level.
Make
Yeah,
them up as you go. It'll be fun.
I could wing it. I'm more than happy to wing it. Yeah, you know what? That's all I can do. So I'll answer the questions just by winging it and think back to how he was
Okay.
and how he would think to answer the question.
We'll get to that. We'll get to you in a second as you start
Okay,
sort of
okay.
taking a look at the form. She does start handing out blank forms to the others, and says, "Just fill it out, and when you can find someone to sign it, I'll give it a stamp of approval. But until
please.
then,
Please, madame, it's been a very long day, and I'm sorry, I'm exhausted. We are running behind, and we've been
Behind
told
what,
that we
dear?
need to get on quickly. Please help us.
I have to say, dear, it's not my job. These things have been done in advance as paperwork.
I know.
It's not my fault."
The sooner we get these signed, the sooner we get out of your library. No, the floodgates are about to open.
Roll me a charm.
Not persuade.
Oh yeah, I give it persuade. Yeah, they kind of the
Okay.
same.
Let's see if this works. Where's the 100 on this? Is that? Yeah.
Far right. Yeah.
18.
Okay. She says, "Well, I can't fill them out for you, but perhaps I can find someone who might sign it for you."
That would be lovely, thank you.
All right. Well, you go fill it out, and I'll call an old friend. See if she's about.
She's dealing with it.
And she sort of scurries off. Now you take a look at the piece of paper, which obviously has your name on it. The first question, pretty simple. List your 3 greatest fears in descending order. Question 2. List your 3 greatest regrets in descending order. Question 3. List your 3 greatest desires in descending order. And question 4. List your 3 closest loved ones in descending order. And that's all it is. And then sign. But the signature is not obviously for you. It's some of a signatory.
As an aside, I don't think we should fill these out honestly.
Why?
JJ, what am I doing?
Thanks, Lorraine. JJ, what am I doing here?
It's a very good
Because-
question.
From what I've gathered from previous reading on, and the recent reading as well. And you may have gathered from the doors that open randomly into other corridors. Can we be a little... It seems that myself and Miss Clark and Reginald and Miss Belvant simply went into happy places or comforting places in the dressing rooms. But Miss Turner's was a cell. Mr. Patton, what was yours?
But Hank doesn't want to feel like the odd one. Mine was a locker room back when I was playing ball. Smell of sweat, and blood, and all the good stuff, you know?
Comfortable memory for you?
It was good, honest work. Not that you know much about that.
No, I've only worked my entire life while you hit a ball. Good point.
Oh, for God's sake. I look at Wilkes and go, that was a happy place for you.
My office, well, it wasn't. It was quite pleasant.
How did you know her?
Who?
The lady from the kitchen.
Which? Oh, the Arkham.
The one I got the knife from.
Which? That?
She was a happy memory for you.
She wasn't in my room.
No?
She was not in my room. Was empty. The room was empty. Yes, it says. No.
I'm sorry to bother all of you. This seems real important and all, but what's this got to do with the library? What does it say on these forms? She's gonna like peer over and look at one of these forms.
Yeah.
These books must be worth a lot if they need to know all this.
There would be... Okay, well, it seems the rooms are attempting to be a comfort to all of us. Miss Turner, the cell was comforting?
I mean, it had my rug in it.
Your rug? Quite a comforting item from childhood, perhaps, or...
Oh no, the floor of the cell was concrete. It was real cold. I complained and made them put a rug in so my feet wouldn't, get so chilly. Someone stole my rug, though.
From the cell you were in before?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like from what I understand, the public house, your home, by all accounts, a coffee shop, a locker room. These are comforting places, yes?
Yeah.
We should not fill out the forms about our greatest fears accurately.
Yeah, I agree with... I agree with Wilkes.
She's not here right now.
Oh! Alright, yeah, I agree with you, Wilkes.
Well, I have a question. As Virginia looks around the library, does she recognize any of the books as books that her husband had brought home? Do any of them look kin?
So yeah, the bookcases are sort of up to points like 20 feet high, and they all have these sort of... They're not the books which are kind of books which are necessarily listed on the bindings. They might just have a volume name stamped on a binding. So you don't recognize anything immediately, but there are probably thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of books in this library, which you haven't really even begun to explore. So yeah, just taking a look, nothing that jumps to immediate memory, yeah.
Maybe you should all just hurry up and fill them in and stop thinking about it so hard. There's a lot of books here for Wilkes to look at.
There's not that many books I actually need to look at. Yeah.
I mean, Wilkes, do you think it's a good idea for me to fill this out for Domenico? I mean, is something bad gonna happen?
I'm already most concerned with the idea of you pretending to be Domenico on this form. You do realize, of course, when she says get your own ink, she doesn't mean from an ink form.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So you
hang
under-
on,
you-
doing
you-
this.
You understand from a ritualistic point of view what you will be doing if you get your own ink in that sense.
Yeah, I kind of get the idea from seeing those two mines a little earlier and everything about this place. Yeah, I ain't doing this, Hank. Nah. I mean, and Wilkes, you're the only one who really needs to read the books, let's be honest here. So I'm just gonna, toss this piece of paper in the bin, and I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
And as an aside regarding our fears, if you have particular things that frighten you, you would do well to try and put them from your mind as much as you can. Yeah.
You mean like the storm?
If the storm is a particularly frightening, if that's a particularly frightening thing for you, then yes. Yes, try not to think of that.
It's a top 3 frightening thing, so to speak.
Yes. Yes.
I've never
Yeah,
really
okay.
thought about it that way. What's the scariest things I can think of?
No.
Oh,
Don't
you're
focus
right.
on it
No,
as a plan.
No, not thinking about it. No.
I would focus on things that make you happy, in your happy memories. Like your rug, perhaps. Or your paintings or some such. That would be for the best.
So no one's gonna fill this form in. We're all gonna.
I'm going to fill it
Wilkes
in.
did.
Well, yeah, it's not going to be entirely accurate about it.
Well, you could either lie as convincingly as possible, or you could think tactically.
Yes, tactically. That's a very... What do you mean?
Loved ones. If they were going to do something bad to someone you cared about.
But at least so
Whether
far,
it
that
could
they
happen to
doesn't...
somebody we don't like.
That's true. That's true. At least they haven't tried to do that to anybody as of yet. But it is probably a good idea to focus away from any loved ones you might particularly care about. Family members or what have you. I'm not sure if we can actually use it as a... Unfortunately, the loved one thing, I don't think it's going to be a case of them damaging them so much as them...
I think you're overthinking this. Just put some names down and let's get the form done.
Oh yes, quite agreed. And I'm going to just ignore her, and I'm going to fill the form out. I'm not going to put the things I most fear, but I am going to put down things that I do fear.
Okay.
So more like tardiness and.
Right.
I'm going to attempt to put down things that I do fear that exist in my mind as fear states, but not, for example, being kicked out of high society or barred from the university or tea.
Okay. Each of you let me know, and you can, in fact, maybe the easiest way to do this would just be to DM me on Twitter your answers, your free answers. When you have them. But as you're writing, and I'll give you a couple of minutes here to think about what your character's answers are going to be and what they're writing down. You do see the old librarian lady shuffling back towards you through the dark corridors, coming from between one of the sets of bookcases, and she says, I've been able to pull in a little favor for you, so once you're done here, there's a door waiting for you. I don't make any promises, but at least it's something.
Thank you.
Is everyone finding everything okay?
Yes, thank you. Quite.
Good. Just answer to the best of your ability.
And what happens to these forms when we're done with them?
Well, they get put in the system, dearie, along with all the others. Got quite the file back there.
Do you want to know the answers, even if we're not filling some things out?
If you're leaving them blank, then let me know.
Yeah, I'm not going to sign anything.
I don't fill in any form without my lawyer.
Yeah,
I'm just going to leave everyone else to do theirs.
Do you still want our answers, though, for those things?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
The page also doesn't require you to sign it. It's a signatory for someone else, it seems like. Whoever you can find to get to sign it. Well, I understand there are lawyers all around here, dearie.
Is Nick here? Nick's my lawyer. He's from New York.
I'm not sure. Is he a loved one? If so, probably not.
I don't really think of Nick that way, you know? He's more an employee.
No. Well, I'm not sure. I could look in the system and see if he's come this way, but...
Well, I mean, I don't need a card, right? It's just for Professor Wilkes. He's the one that likes the books. I'll just stay here and be real quiet.
I'm afraid that everybody needs a card if they're to remain here.
Oh.
If not, the staff will have to remove you.
Virginia glances at the two mimes.
Well, so from behind bookcases, the two mimes leer out from either side.
Only Wilkes needs to be here,
Do
right?
I need to call the staff?
So while Wilkes is here, we can go find the woman, right?
The professor said you were going to fill it out.
No. We'll be leaving shortly.
I'm trying. I'm sorry. It
takes time.
Already called in a favor for all of you. Don't make me regret it.
Oh, good heavens, no.
Miss Clark, do you have another one of those pens?
Yes, I have a backup. One moment. Hands you another fountain pen. Thanks. I'll need it back, though. Same goes for you, Mr. Domenico.
I'm no thief.
I didn't think you were. It's more looking... She more looks at Reginald. Mm-hmm.
Goodness, there are no thieves allowed here. Everyone must return their books. It's
tragic.
imperative.
Hank will hand his form over shakily, and he'll kind of walk over to Reggie. Reggie, I don't lie so good. I was just honest. Don't tell anyone.
Right, okay.
I think I'm fucked.
What do you mean you're fucked? In what way?
I couldn't think of anything to lie. I'm not good at this.
What did you lie about?
I didn't lie about anything. I just told the complete truth.
That's fine. You'll be alright then. Don't worry about it.
Wilkes said we should lie. Don't tell them the truth.
Oh, just don't write anything down. You said not just to lie when you're writing down the things. Just don't write anything down.
I've
can
handed
leave.
it in already. It was a test.
Oh, Hank, mate. Okay. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I would keep the harpoon handy. And, mate, see, whatever you wrote down, I'd expect to face it. So I mean, prepare yourself for it, okay? I mean, mentally, mate, okay? You got any hard liquor or anything?
No, but, I mean, we wrote some good stuff on there, too.
I mean, yeah. Oh, just with your fears, just expect to face them, all right? Expect guilt with your regrets. Just expect them to throw everything back in your face. All right, you gotta mentally prepare yourself for that, okay?
So, where are you gonna go if we're in here? Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll try and find the woman. Just keep an eye out for them, yeah?
He'll nod. You want this back? And he'll offer the harpoon.
I mean, do you have something else to defend yourself with?
I've got a better right hook than you have. And it'll hand
yeah,
over
it's
the
true.
harpoon again.
I'll take the harpoon. He'll hand him a knife. Do you want a knife? I mean, you never know. It's less conspicuous than a harpoon.
He'll pop it in his shirt pocket, half sticking out of you.
Well done, lad. You'll tap him on the shoulder.
And Hank will sit himself down and wait for everyone to finish.
Yeah. The old lady takes in the forms that have been completed from Law Hank and Reggie, I think, at this point. Law Hank and Sebastian, I think, at this point. And she does sign Professor Wilkes using the same ink bottle that she used before, with definitely blood on it to sign it. And then she gives it a stamp of approval. Like, dong. There you go. And she goes out and gets you a little library card, which has your name on it, and simply reads The Secret Library. And it has the address as well, which is the Virgil Theatre, Carcosa.
Thank you so much. The Dewey Decimal System at all?
Oh, it's something like that. I should wait for your companions to be finished before we go rummaging around. Unless you wish to look for yourself.
Maybe you could direct me to P.
Yes. Now, just remember, the books must be returned.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
and the library holds no responsibility for anything that might happen.
Yes, understood.
Good. Very good. All right then. Off you go. P, was it? Try that way.
Any more specifics? A stack number or a shelf line?
Oh, you'll find what you're looking for. Don't worry.
Understood. And I'll drift off. Goodbye then. Let's see you all shortly, I imagine.
She sits back down, waiting for the other forms to be completed. I think she's maybe just waiting on... I don't know, maybe she's taken everyone's at this point? Has everyone handed theirs over?
Pretty much. I'm a bit slow because I can't open anything on
my
my
computer.
computer.
As long as Elsie's filled it in, that's the important thing.
I kind of slid mine across the table and I'm staring at Wilkes, but kind of through him, sort of lost.
Right, well, all of the forms are here. Professor Wilkes is off. He's allowed to roam the library floors by himself now that he has a card. But all of you will still need this to be signed, which I called in that favor by a friend of mine. So if you'd like to follow me, you can see if we can get this done for you. Come along. She starts scurrying off.
Thank you for doing that favor, miss. And Hank will stand up and tuck his chair under. Are we going to do this? He'll start following.
Okay.
I am.
Everyone else following?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm still sitting lost in my thoughts for a second.
Miss Belvon, it's time to go.
Okay.
Everything okay there?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a place, dearie. It happens to all of us. Sometimes we get lost in our thoughts around here. So many of them swirling around. So very loud. If you want a word of advice, it's... I wouldn't listen to those voices. Oh no. Don't do it. I never do. Well, not anymore. There was a time. But that was so long ago.
How long have you worked here, miss?
Oh, time seems to fly when you're having fun. I'm not sure exactly, but it's where I'm meant to be. Perhaps it's where you're meant to be as well.
Do these things come around often?
Well, every few centuries, I suppose, whenever there's a festival on. You're not the first. You won't be the last.
And this person who's in charge, no one seems to know his name. Do you?
Don't ask me such a silly question.
You know, I got a question if you don't mind me asking one.
Well, I may as well ask. We're almost there. What is it?
I was kind of hoping when we went in the dressing room there would be, dresses and stuff. I got a little wet on the way over here.
Is that a question?
Oh, the question is, do you know where I could get some, clean clothes and stuff?
I haven't the faintest idea why you'd need such a thing. Strange question.
Well, I'm meeting a lot of new people and I want to make a good impression.
Not making any sense. Now, anyway, here we are. And the two mimes are at the door. This one I've prepared in advance for you. And shaky hands go back inside her sleeves. Should take you to the right place. Have one on me.
And who are we asking for when we get here?
Signatures?
Signatures, yes. Those inside should be able to sign it for you.
Will, I can fill one of these out. Am I still allowed to go through here?
If you what, sorry?
If I haven't signed anything or filled anything out, I mean, is she kicking me out or am I allowed
Okay,
to go
so
through?
yeah, at this point I guess we reached the door and she's waiting for everyone to finish handing out a form. And when she looks towards you, you've got a blank sheet of paper still.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't I tell you you have to fill this out? If you want a card, you're going to have to fill it out, Mr. Dominique.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, Dominico's a...
You know the arrangements. You
nickname.
have to sign in advance.
Well, I've changed my mind. I don't want a card.
Then you'll have to be removed by the staff. You know the rules.
Well, that's fine. I'll leave. They don't have to...
Did you not read them on the way here?
Oh, no, I'm following the rules. I needed to come in and read them first.
Well,
So
you're not
I'll
being
voluntarily...
respectful of the other library users, I'm afraid.
No,
You're not following the rules at all, Dominico. I'll have to have you removed, and that's right now. You fill out those questions.
I'll walk out. It's fine. I'll walk out.
I'm afraid that's not how things work in this establishment.
All right,
This
fine.
library's been here for millennia.
Right, fine. I'll fill it out.
Strict code of conduct.
Yes. I'll fill it out. I didn't mean anything by it. I'll fill it out, okay? And I just write any old bollocks on the thing. Just anything. Just a load of rubbish.
Spiders, heights.
Yeah, just generic things. Just all right, there you go. Sorry, I didn't mean to cause any problems.
She definitely looks like she's a little happier now. Fine. Most untoward. Right, well, I suppose I'll leave you here. Perhaps I'll go looking for Professor Wilkes. Or perhaps he'll find me.
Thank you. Your library is very beautiful.
She starts walking away.
So
Are we going?
Yeah, sure.
The mimes have the door ready for you if you'd like it to be opened. Sort of question if you'd like to come through.
I walk through, but as I walk through, I'm going to think about the woman that Carlisle was,
Okay.
Not that I don't think it's going to do anything, but that's what I want to think about it.
Okay. Anyone else thinking anything on purpose as they head through doors?
She's just thinking. She's not on purpose. No, she's just thinking about the form she just filled out.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been thinking about Agatha and the woman that Carlisle mentioned. I'm wondering whether they're the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm thinking about what Miss Belvont was saying to Mr. Wilkes and whether he had sex with an old lady. Because there was an old lady in his happy space.
No, it's far
I'm
less
thinking that
violent
while
than
I
that.
wasn't in the corridor, I'm amazed that nobody has pointed out that Hank was weeping like a bitch when he came out of a locker room.
That was a happy place for you, was it, Hank?
Where's Betty? I'm so happy.
Miss Malai, he's a master. He's cunning. He's a cunning fox.
Yeah.
Every time
absolutely.
Virginia sees mimes, she is now thinking about making mime cookies and how it didn't work. And she's also thinking about the dress that she really wished she'd bought that one time.
Okay, so as you guys have the doors open for you by the mimes, you step into a busy and bustling restaurant. And the sounds of sort of background restaurant music start playing. And this place looks pretty nice, actually. The furnishings are kind of bougie, I guess. And this circular room is filled, packed to the gills with guests who all seem to be having a very happy time, chattering away. And you hear the clinking of cups and knives and forks, cutlery. And you see several waiters going around. All of the waiters, of course, are mimes. That much is obvious
Belvont's
immediately
worst
to you.
nightmare.
And everyone else in here looks very well dressed, as though they've come dressed for the occasion. Definitely sort of a black tie affair. You guys definitely notice that you're not wearing maybe what is appropriate attire for a place like this. One of the... Yeah.
I was
The
just
mimes
going to
close the doors
whisper.
behind you.
I think we're going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Dreadful.
How is that different to normal?
Good point.
You're carrying a harpoon.
I'm carrying a harpoon.
Well, literally carrying a harpoon.
It's not the weirdest thing we've seen tonight.
I know it's not. It's you know.
So, does anyone have any idea who we're looking for?
Someone
Now,
important.
are the
to
mimes still
sign
with
with
us?
The mimes have just closed the door behind you. Any door that you walk through, they close. So they are still
Are
there.
they on our side?
Yes.
I'll
Yeah, they
Well,
close
Hello,
the door.
good question.
I will point to the pavement and kind of give a shrug, like Hank is saying the words he's thinking, like where, like he can't mime very well, so he's just saying the words loud at them. Where?
I want chips.
Shit.
And then when they put it in the ear, he yells it louder.
Where is the beach?
Oh man,
2 beers.
that takes me back to childhood. Yeah. So the mimes sort of go like this, and then point over to a mime who's sort of dancing his way over towards the group of you, and he looks at you, questions, and points towards I guess like a little clipboard that he has, and points towards the guest list.
Oh shite! He wants our names.
Virginia leans over with the pen she still has from Elsie Clark and just writes her name on it.
He looks
I'm
offended.
there.
Do we
Don't
recognise
you
any
know
names?
who I am?
shakes head. As for taking a glance around the patrons, first glance, you don't see anyone that you recognize. So.
Is there anyone that has? Firstly, I'm looking for a woman, and is there a woman there that has kind of got like a lot of attention around her? You know, like maybe a number of people, and she's like the focus of their attention. You know, like maybe someone that's a bit more important, a bit more standout-ish. I know it's a long shot, but
you can roll me a spot hidden.
I can try. It's not going to go well. My spot hidden isn't great. Oh! 14! That's very good, which is a normal success.
Okay, so you don't see that. I mean, you're looking particularly for a woman, but you take a glance around the room and sort of try and get a good feel for what's going on. You can see that it looks like a few people. While there are lots of people eating here, it looks like there are a flight of stairs up to what might be like a balcony. Definitely VIP material kind of area right there. And it's sort of at the back of the restaurant. A few people look like they're going up there, and that's sort of a point of interest for you that you notice as you take a look around the room. Mostly everyone seems really caught up in their own conversations, though.
Yeah. Okay. Name, Domenico? Is it list?
Write it down.
Elsie.
I don't
Write it
think
down.
I should have said that.
He looks at you reproachfully and then shoots you a wink, Reggie.
He knows.
He nods.
Hang pen.
Writes it down.
Lady Belleville.
Writes it down. Looks at Wilkes.
Not here.
No, he's in the library
Right.
still.
You're right, he's still in the library. Yeah. With that, having written down all the names, nods and gestures towards either the dining room or the VIP area.
I'm going to point to the VIP.
VIP.
Yeah, we're very
I
important.
think so.
Yeah.
Extends a hand.
Shit. I'm gonna take. Oh shit. I'm gonna. You know what? I'll do a little cut on my finger, and then this is gonna suck. Literally.
Sandy checks from everyone again, please. It's like Professor who's not here.
Can I close my eyes when he does it, so I don't have to take a sanity?
Yeah, if we know what's going on,
But
I look away.
you know what's... No, I mean, everyone has to roll a sanity check. Simply knowing what's going to happen
Professor
doesn't
I'm
change
just
the
saying,
inevitable
I'm having a
horror
good
of it.
time never ever looking at this shit.
Yeah. I rolled an 8.
74.
So
I
I'm okay.
succeeded with a 44.
I failed with a 50. Can I spend 4 points of luck there?
You can't spend.
You can't spend luck on a sanity check, I'm afraid.
Jack,
You only
it's
lose
on
1 point of sanity as you look at this, so that's the good news.
Okay.
I rolled a 95.
Oh, but yeah, you also lose a point of sanity.
Okay.
Do we lose any if we succeed?
If you succeed, no, that's 0.
Okay, cool.
So
Yay.
you see the 3 tongues jump out, and again 2 pumps on the tongue's blood, drawing its way out of your body and up into the mouth of the creature. Its jaw returns to its normal position, and it starts walking you towards the VIP area.
Reggie's gonna stagger back, all kind of dizzy, because I mean, just take a look.
Elsie will kind of try to catch him.
That was very unpleasant.
Looks like
Right?
it sucked.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
Oh, and she's gonna lean in close. Also, by the way, it's Hamlet.
Oh, cheers, Elsie. I'll remember that.
Right.
Okay.
Right, let's go. Let's follow her. Follow him. It. Whatever it is. The mime.
Good idea. It leads you back to the VIP room to the same two mimes that have been opening all the doors for you, open them for you again and again, follow you in and close the doors behind you into a room which is obviously the sort of back room. It's much more low lit, and there's a haze of cigarette smoke all around in what's clearly a room that someone's been smoking quite a bit in. And there's a table. The chairs are all set. There's a perfect amount of chairs for the group of you. It looks like the table has maybe been prepared. And opposite that sits a woman. And she's a very beautiful woman in a dark dress. And she's smoking a cigarette right now. Long black hair that runs down to her shoulders. And she looks pleased to see you. Come sit. Please.
Are there any vases with flowers in?
Oh, God.
Sure. Actually, roll me a luck check.
All right.
I want to see if there is. If it's in the stars for Reggie.
I failed.
No flowers, but perhaps you could ask
Alright.
someone for it. It does strike your mind that maybe you could ask the waiter or manager who came over to perhaps get
You know what? I'll go to the mime waiter and go,
yeah.
another whatever she had. And sit down.
A few moments later, drinks are all brought for the group of you, and the drink itself is, you're pretty sure, maybe like a honeyed wine. It really smells sweet and really tasty.
I like
She's drinking from
vibe.
it as well.
Mhm.
Enjoy. It's on the house, and personal cocktail that I've had made by the staff here. They're quite good.
On the house.
I presume
anything?
you don't want to be paying too much around here.
No.
Yes.
Italia Newman. Enchanted.
Low level.
Pleasure to meet you. My name's Elsie Clark.
I understand that you're all newcomers here, and that and she presses on without hearing the rest of your names or being introduced. So she interrupts you, Reggie. I heard from my friend, the librarian, that you're in need of a signature.
Yes, that's quite correct.
And you're here for the festival, I suppose?
Yes, so it would seem.
So you are unsuspecting victims of Carcosa instead. Don't worry, many of us start off this way.
Victims. This is how you started?
Perhaps. It's been so long. Who's to say, really?
But places like this, it makes it better, worse? Both.
Both. But it's important that you are here. You've come at a good time. There's a lot to be won, and depending on what you brought with you, a lot to be lost as well. Have you spoken with any of the other supplicants?
One. A Mr.
Oh, yes.
Carlisle.
The magistrate.
I think he was looking for you. He had a bouquet of flowers. Do you like flowers?
What woman doesn't like flowers?
He looks
One
to
who has-
Elsie, Virginia, and
The kind of woman who has seen too many men with flowers.
No, that is true. No, I am not she. I think that's a lot closer to her. What are your intentions here in Carcosa? Is it victory you're looking for, or just escape?
Whatever gets us out, I guess. Both.
Is that true for all of you?
Well, I can only speak for myself.
Fair enough.
Escape is, of course, priority number one, but if there's something to be won along the way, well, I wouldn't say no.
I see.
I just wanted to go home, you know?
Luckily for you all, I know of a way out of here.
Why are you
Listen,
not
lady.
taking it then?
I have things to do.
Listen, lady,
Doesn't look
I've
bad.
buttered
So-
up by enough agents to know there's something coming. You're trying to sell us something, convince us of something. Why don't we cut to the chase a little bit?
Well, you came here asking for my signature. So, I think I'm well within my rights.
What do
You
you
need a
need?
favor from me? I will ask a favor of you. That sounds fair, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Then I'll give you my signature. Hand them over.
An unnamed favor.
Yeah, could we
Name
hear
it
what
now
the
if you want, if you'd feel more
Yeah.
comfortable with it.
I certainly would be. I don't know about everyone else, but I want to know what I'm getting into.
I'm a bit curious.
Then I'll let you in on a little secret. I too am here for the festival, but I've been here for some time already. I've gotten a little head start on the game, if you will. Gotten to know my surroundings a little bit. I'm looking for a place, a lighthouse. It's somewhere here in Carcosa. Now, I don't know exactly where it is, but I do know how to get there. The only problem is, I need more than just myself to get in.
Why?
Put simply, I don't have enough left to give to pay for my passage.
Right, I got it.
You mean like the lighthouse that Mr. Virgil was painting in all those paintings? The lights that go on and off?
Most likely, yes. You do need the answer to the question as well, do you not? Who stands in the light?
Yeah. How many are you thinking need?
How many of you are there? Do you have any other companions? Bring a group of you.
We, well, two of us already been fed on, so it's a little... I don't think we
Is there a
should be
limit?
giving. Yeah.
You say
Oh,
you
there
have no
is,
more left to
yes.
give.
Oh, yes. 3 times.
God, if one felt like this, I cannot imagine how you feel right now.
Is this like your third time it's it, or you get on the third time you're done?
3 and you're out.
I mean, you've had 3 from you.
That's
So I
right.
think she's... Oh, right.
I've had mine. So, I need some.
What did you find out?
That's for me to know and you to find out. If you ever
Was it worth
get
it?
to the same place that I'm at. Yes. Absolutely.
Good. I'm glad. I'm not sure mine was.
Well, now you know.
And to answer your question, yeah, there are more of us. We're
Good.
a team.
And you would do well if there are those that you could get a hold of as well. They can be used to open doors for you. Against their will, if needs be.
Sorry, did
Suddenly
you say
that favor is
lawyers?
sounding quite good.
No. Well, lawyers, if they happen to be lawyers, that's fine. It's better than one dead lawyer.
Well, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. All right.
So-
So we get. Okay. So if we agree to this, this is the favor.
I sign, you get the cards, and I'll take you with me. But you agree, one of you, or some of you, we may need to get back again, pay the price.
He's gonna look to Virginia, Elsie, and Hank, and he kind of, well, me and Laura have already done it, and I don't fancy, striking twice. That's how you say it, Hank, and it's striking twice. Anyway.
Yeah, champ. That's it. That's what you're after.
All right, cool.
Hank feels clever for the first time in about.
So if
you got it, Slugger.
If any of you wanna, volunteer, it's not a nice thing to volunteer, and I'll tell you now, it sucks.
It's
Literally and figuratively sucks.
Worse
You
than
go
getting
through it.
stabbed repeatedly? Or about on par?
Well, I've only been stabbed once, not repeatedly, and that was pretty bad. But on par.
How would they about on par?
Um,
Alright, well, I take it it's better than repeatedly being stabbed. So
Yeah, because it's like just one.
yes, alright. Well, so I mean if we need to find out who turns on the light as well, can't hurt, right?
Well, I think this is, more information's always good.
So we get Professor Wilkes and go there straight away. Pay off debts early.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
I mean, we do have these cards. He, as many faults as he's got, he might be able to find something useful in that library. He seems kind of at home. Maybe.
Have
a bit of time.
I mean, I'm not like so. I'm sorry, but I forgot her name. What was her name? I read her name. Newman.
Talia Newman. Yeah.
So, Miss Newman. I'm assuming it's Miss.
Yes.
Can you tell me something about this place?
Maybe.
Reading of books. I mean, it's a great library and stuff. Our friend had a book with him before we came here, and it seemed to. Well, he didn't want to let
Make
go.
him lose his mind?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was close to that. I mean, yeah. Do books do that here? Do you lose yourself in them?
You can be lost in Carcosa. Quite easily, if you let yourself.
And we just left Professor Wilkes in a fucking library.
The key is
So
to
how-
always have a purpose. Without purpose, then you are merely here for chaotic creativity. And that's what this place wants.
Do we know what Wilkes' purpose is? I mean, has he got a goal?
Did he tell you? Or would
No.
he say he was just looking for a book?
Well, he said he wanted to find the library, and he found the library, and that's about it.
The
I'm sure your
library.
friend will be fine.
I think he's gonna melt his mind. I think he's...
He had a specific book he was looking for. I'm sure it'll be alright.
Okay, well, if you're not concerned, that's fine. It's just I was a bit worried about how he was very tight with the book
Well,
before
I'm
we
not
came
concerned,
here.
but if I were you, I would be.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, to be honest, I really don't give a shit if Wilkes dies or not. Brutally honest.
That's rather rude.
But I am
That is
worried
very
that he
honest.
might sabotage our chances of escaping, if you know what I mean.
I just
Not
glare at him for a
intentionally.
second.
Oh, 3 left in him.
Not intentionally. I don't think he would do it intentionally, but I mean, I think we gotta. I don't want him to lose his mind because he can be very useful for us to, All of
Sometimes
it.
losing your
Very
mind in a place like this can be useful, especially if he's reading.
What do you mean by
Might find some
chaotic
answers.
creativity?
Yes, do expand on that a bit.
Well, as far as I understand it, and I'm not for one second pretending that I really do, this place feeds on us. And it doesn't feed just on our blood, that's just the creatures inside of it. But this place itself feeds on our creativities, our energies. That's why people with talents in the arts or interest in them often find themselves drawn like a moth to the flame to Carcosa. As has ever been the way. As has it ever will be. So Just try not to be too creative, perhaps. Or perhaps try to be. I haven't figured out which one works better yet.
Fascinating.
Okay, mate.
Of course, there is a risk that one becomes boring to Carcosa if one does not create. It's best not to become too boring, else you become, well, and she looks towards the mimes. Very boring indeed.
Oh, shite. Okay.
If you find yourselves losing your tongues, then perhaps it's best to start making something.
Quite.
Right, so,
Yes.
with the papers, sign it and we can get going.
On the dotted line.
Yeah.
And she signs each of your forms. Well, take these back to the library. The old lady's been kind enough to secure passage for you back.
Oh, that is very good. I was a bit concerned.
Do you know of this lady that our male friend was looking for?
I've heard of her. Well, I've never met her myself. It says that she only reveals herself to the one whom she's looking for. The one who scorned her, betrayed her, left her alone with child. That wouldn't be any of you, would it?
Elsie kind of glances at Hank. I wouldn't know. No, it's not me.
I'm not really the breeding kind.
I've made
that's
some
a relief.
mistakes in my life, but that is something that I would draw the line at. That is disgusting.
Perhaps it's Professor Wilkes. Oh, that would be quite an interesting backstory, wouldn't you think?
I don't think he's
is
got
it
it
an
in
old
him.
lady?
People are full of surprises. Carcosa has a way of bringing them out of us. Memories, things that have happened, things that may yet come to pass. Anyway, take these back, do whatever reading it is, and when you need me, come find me here. I'll make sure that you're allowed entry at any time.
Thank you very much, Miss Newton.
You don't know where some of the other newly introduced people, supplicants, was it, tend to go?
I think everyone starts in the main theater. But where they gone? This place is large.
Where would you
No
go?
way of sending messages around here.
Well, I came here. If I were you, I'd go with your current plan. Read whatever it is you're looking for. Now, those cards will come in handy. Give you some security, I suppose.
All right, then. Well, thank you, Miss Newton. I'd hate to take up any more of your time. Is everyone else here is finished?
Miss Newman, the gentleman who greeted us, he mentioned a dreaming
Yates.
room.
Oh, yes.
How do we-
How do you get there? Well, the same way as you get anywhere in this place.
Oh,
Or you could just stumble upon it, perhaps, but
I prefer that option.
I've not been. I daren't go there. It's
Bad dreams.
bad dreams. Well, you're very busy, and soon we have an expedition to go on together. To the lighthouse. Find the one who stands in the light. And there's only one more question. Who lives in the heart of Carcosa? Perhaps we'll find out together.
As everyone stands up, Reggie's, unless anyone else is going to do it, but he wants to be the last person to leave. And as he just leaves, he turns and goes, What do you remember before the time you came here?
It's like a distant memory. It sometimes comes back to me. Little details. Parts of it. It all seemed very important, but the longer I'm here, in truth, I begin to forget why I came. Every now and again I remember, and that's why I need to find this lighthouse. Find the answers,
And
I think.
and when she says that it's becoming like a distant memory, it kind of Reggie's face kind of tenses up for a minute, and as if like almost genuine fear has gotten grip of him. But then he takes just a hard swallow and nods, and then just walks out of the room.
Mr. Reginald, was it? Be careful. Sometimes the things we hide from ourselves are the ones most easily found here. Don't try to lose yourself.
Thanks. And he'll walk off.
And I think at that point, that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Tentacle Tuesdays. We've got the professor in the library with the book
The candlestick.
and the candlestick, yeah.
Professor in the library.
It's gonna be like fucking Pratchett in there. I'm gonna find my way to the other side of the world or some shit.
Yeah, I dig to Australia.
Oh no, we left him alone with the librarian.
Yeah. if only it was that genial monkey and not like the crazy old woman.
Not a monkey.
Don't call him
Ape.
monkey.
Ape.
Dear. Well, that is all we got time for tonight, but it's been a terrific adventure into Carcosa, truly getting into some of the madness that exists in this place. But before we go, we'd be remiss if we did not curse one of our players today with the tentacles of Twitch chat. Who do you want to give a D6 minus D6 of sanity to get voting, my friends? Hand off to you, Charlie.
Thank you very much, Will. All right, so let's go around to what our favorite part of today was, where we can find you on the internet, and anything you would like to plug to our wonderful viewers here. Thank you so much to chat for joining us today, for all of your interactions. Thank you so much for not voting for Virginia to lose sanity in this poll. It's much appreciated. Let's hop on across to the wonderful Amelia. How are you doing, friend?
Hello, yes, I'm doing fine. That was interesting. That was like a whole new area of lore to play with. That was a lot of fun. I like this place. I mean, she hates it, but it's always fun to tease a mime. Who doesn't love that?
They are literally the worst people in reality, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I just realized it really is very Discworld.
We are literally... We are the worst people in reality, then mimes.
I extenuating.
Don't try that. You know how this goes.
Oh.
You can find me over on Twitter and here on Twitch as Amelia Tyler. I'm going to be streaming Thursday. Not sure what yet. And I'm going to be over on Table Story tomorrow with more Nocturne. And who knows? It's going to be a busy month. That's all I can say.
Well, that sounds good to me, and not at all ominous, and like you're cutting someone off, putting them in bin bags at the curb.
I wish it was that easy.
Speaking of, Panda, how you doing?
Speed to cut up someone and put them in a bag.
Speaking of easy.
You do something one. I'll take that one. I'm under here. Oh, there we go. I'm having so much fun with this, like just watching character development and things start to bubble up, and like this world was completely fucking alien to Hank anyway, and he didn't understand what's going on. And I think the moment he saw these fucking mimes turn into a mix between like the Predator and like some kind of lictor thing has definitely snapped him into a fucking get shit done attitude. It was very nice and gave away the harpoon. I don't do much. me and my friends are working on a podcast at the moment. It's our game. He's recorded it. He's a sound engineer. He does wonderful things. But we've come up with a name, but he doesn't like it. So I'm campaigning. So I want everyone's opinion on the Murder Hobros, which is, I think, is the greatest name of a podcast ever. And I set up a Twitter account. So if people start following that,
Yeah,
I think you can force his hand. And the font's in the Mario font. It's amazing. So go follow that account if you can find it. There's no fucking tweets on it, but I'm trying to twist his hand. But magic as always, guys. So good playing with you all. You're muted, Charlie.
Bill.
Diving across with the word magic on my mind and unmuting myself very rapidly, Lindy. Hi, friend.
Hello. Yeah, I had some internet issues today, so I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch this episode and be like, what I miss? But what I was able to catch was super duper fun. I loved it. I had to do some on-the-fly thinking for those 4 questions. I was like, oh man, let's get in Elsie a little bit here. So some of those answers are real interesting, and hopefully they won't ever come up. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, you can find me online at LaughLoveLindy on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I run a game in about 4 hours on my channel, Mr. Ravenloft, if you want more spoops. And I'm also DMing this week and next week the Unhallowed Metropolis game on Thursdays, Death's Curios, because our regular DM's out of town, so I get to take the reins. So come check that out. It's from 3 to 6 Central. It's not Eastern. It's 4 to 7 Eastern. I can time zone math.
Perfect. So that will be coming up on Thursday. And Adam, how are you doing, friend? You in your happy place?
I don't think that's exactly accurate.
No, 'cause he hasn't murdered anybody today.
Yeah, like,
yet.
I've got an old woman in the room with me. It's only a matter of fucking time, apparently. Like,
You engineer these situations. where you're
She'll be a
alone with these
bit
old ladies.
fucking lippy or something, and I'll
And
snap.
suddenly it's
And
Sebastian Shipman will.
you're gonna come in, and there's gonna be books inserted into her at every angle.
Oh my!
I am
Because
very prepared to
Carcosa.
roleplay that.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
And then
Maybe
I
you don't
imagine
like
you just dancing around going, shh, you have to be quiet in a library.
Yeah.
Just cramming
Follow
a book
the
into her
rules.
face.
Yeah. No, this has been super fun. A bit more subdued this week, which was good after the high energy of last week. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to finding out what happens next. Really excited that the only mention of Agatha was in somebody else's vision and not mine. So that was good stuff for now. You can find me on.
Free one from me, help me out there.
Sure, yeah. You can find me at Call of Cthulhu on Twitch. I do horror games and Ball of Cthulhu on Twitter. I mostly tweet about models and magic. Not the good kind of magic, the shit card game.
What about the good kind of models or the bad kind of models?
I don't know. How do you feel about word bearers?
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? All those sexy curves.
And on the subject of sexy curves, Tom, how are you doing, friend?
What?
I like that.
Best transition ever.
I feel like, by the way, I've worked it out quickly. All you need to do is at the end of every time you say something, you let the last phrase or unit be something like monkey fucking. On the subject of monkey fucking, Amelia! Or something like that. I think I've worked out the segue system now.
Yeah.
So, Lindy, it's on you to punish him from now on. Well, DM.
What was I don't know what I was talking about.
Sexy curves, Tom.
Sexy
curves.
curves. Well, I think this episode had many sexy curves. I loved it. I thought it was a great episode. I love Carcosa. I love just how balmy it is, and just the people there, and it feels different to any other Call of Cthulhu that we've... It hasn't seemed so dark yet. And I say yet because I know it's coming. But at the moment, it feels kind of... There's almost a jolly, sadistic happiness to it.
Sadistic jolly.
Well, there is. There's a kind
You're
of
broken,
like...
my friend.
Yeah.
Broken you over the course of playing this game.
Like We Are Happy Few, you can go for more than 10 minutes without
Yeah.
starting the game.
It's just really it's nice. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, there's going to be a turn because most of the other Call of Cthulhu's we do, when it turns, and it's always grim and gross. But I just get this sense there's a bit of a happy feel to it. It's probably those mimes smiling all the time.
Mimes aren't happy.
The
Yeah,
mimes were truly delightful, I have to say, Will.
They were great.
I had a lot of fun.
My favorite was Will acting out the mimes. I
Yeah.
want all of
You
the
should make an
gifs of
entire
that.
clip show of that.
Great, and you knew exactly what they was doing. It was that good. Another thing,
time.
I like the character development for all the characters. You know, coming is it. We finally got into the nitty gritty of all the characters, and
Tom,
I can't wait
secret
to-
families again. We've discussed this.
How dare! This is what, the third time?
I don't know. What are the ones who I have a secret family for?
You have a
The
secret
one-
I know
It's
what.
a secret.
I know what.
Write what you know.
Yeah.
Is there something in your real life you need to talk to us about, Tom?
No, my real life is so boring. I gotta put it all
Lindy,
into Call of Cthulhu.
I found
so-
out he had 2 dogs that I had no idea Tom had.
Hold on, holy shit,
Dogs?
Tom, you have 2 dogs?
I do, yeah.
I did not know this either, and I'm staggered
How-
to hear that you
How
own
dare
pets.
you tell us?
You own animals?
How dare!
Hold the
It's been
fucking
3
fuck.
years, Tom.
Evidently, I need to share more. I mean, I don't share enough, apparently.
I'm sure you mentioned in my chat last week that you were going to walk the dog or something, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, all right,
You
cool, he's
share
got a dog.
with. I'm insulted, Tom.
You see, what you do is you murder old women, don't you? You haven't done that. What?
This is an unexpected scandal. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
After the whole old women murdering, apparently owning dogs.
Man
is-
owns
So-
dogs.
Look, I'll just change my entire emote suite. It'll be fine. It'll just be
We got a
28
lead on it.
different kinds of a fucking dog. I'll do that for a week.
I thought you were going to say 28 different types of killing
Old
Agatha.
ladies.
Then I
I
thought,
could do that. I might actually get on that shit. Just one day they'll come into the chat and it'll be like, what happened to all the
Old
emotes?
ladies.
Oh, no, they're all old dead women now. This is what you've
Yeah.
done to support on yourself. Every time you emote now, it's going to be some dead woman. Enjoy. Yours with love.
Tom, things we brought on ourselves. Where can we find you on the internet?
oh, right, yeah. Check out, I'm on Twitter, redundant_UK, and I also stream on Twitch with Redundant UK. And you can check me in Discord and stuff like that.
The one and only D&D sex icon himself, Will Jones.
Yeah, today was really, really fun. I love it every week. I also wanted to shout out Void Smoker, who's done some more artwork that
so
I don't have
good.
up right now, but go on Twitter, and you can roleplay Twitter, and we've seen that it looks fucking awesome, and we'll show it before the show.
He may be too
next week as
talented.
well. It's like
We
annoying.
might need
good.
to look into him at this point. It's becoming suspicious.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Void Smoker, for that. Thank you all, guys. Who've been dropping the comments on the YouTube channel. We've been joining us here in the Twitch chat. If you guys can make it a live show, it's a ton of fun. You guys get to vote on the boons and the curses, so come along and join us. So myself, you can follow Kobold Press, twitch.tv/Kobold Press. I'm a Twitch director over there, which takes up a lot of my time nowadays. We're on later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for the World Tree Burns, so if you want to join us for some good old-fashioned D&Ds, then we've got a big travel across the continent to get ready. And weirdly enough, we're traveling with a bunch of sex workers, which makes things a lot more fun and interesting. Not by our design. I blame McLoken almost entirely for that, in fact. If you want to see what that's about, come follow us.
That sounds right.
TV.com/Press. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. But that's all from me. I'm excited for
Awesome.
next week. Excited to see what happens. Get to be a mime again, so I'm going to go do that
A couple
some
of
more.
things
Practice my mime.
I'd like to plug before we go on over to the trailer for The Broken Crown. Firstly, on October the 27th, we have our monthly meat grinder here on Encounter Roleplay. This time we are raising money for Cancer Research UK. It's going to be a huge fun drive, and RPG Webby Sam is going to run it. It's a joust, D&D 5e. Join our Discord. The sign up is going to be over there. More details coming up with that very soon. And tomorrow we do have The Broken Crown, which begins at 4 p.m. Eastern. We're being threatened by cannibals, and we may have already eaten some of the stuff they cooked. And it's a bad time. We're cornered in the kitchen. We're going to fight our way out. We have a baby. It's a whole thing that I hope you will come and check out as we play Zweihander. Oh, and we have a big announcement to go with Zweihander tomorrow that I'm not allowed to say anything about today, but that is coming up. So make sure you're here tomorrow to find out what that is about.
Yeah. Sweet.
That is it from me. Would you like to do the sign off, Will?
No, you go ahead.
Do it in
Would you like to
mime.
mime?
I'll do it in mine. Oh fuck! I've cornered myself. I have to figure out how to do mimes. Really complex. I was basically just saying open doors, which is pretty easy to do, but try to figure out complex. Yeah, I don't know. See you later. Bye.
Seriously, never go deaf.
Push a button. Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and rolls you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com.